AD has approved KC-1400 collective. Everybody want to hear me say that? This is what it's all about. They're around. They are supporting. The money is going directly to our student athletes. They're signing deals. They have contracts. Let's do it. I mean, without this collective, we won't be successful. We won't be able to sustain our student athletes. I mean, 1400 Collective have done a really, really good job of keeping a lot of our athletes here. You know, if you saw them sign a lot of our athletes, but we got to do our part. So I know after today, we're going to click that 1400 Collective. We're going to give one of those tiers, and we're going to make sure that we give to this collective so we can continue to give to our student athletes and support them and give them what I need.
Jackson State has a collective full throttle. They have a collective full throttle. And I mean, like, so they, you know, we won the national championship in 2023, and we were slowly but surely trying to get our collective going. Jackson State won it this past year. Their collective is full throttle. Like it is full throttle. They don't want to lose. They didn't want to lose anybody, and they went full throttle. And I mean that's you correct if I'm wrong. That's what happened.
What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Happy Hump Day. Hopefully everybody's doing good today. Tiger Nation, as you come in, I know it's a lot going on, a lot happening right now. We got softball is on HBCU, SWAC Digital Network. You got live streams happening all on, on Facebook. Folks talking about the goings-ons of today, and we're gonna get into all of it tonight. As you come in, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. It's business as usual over here, man. We're going to talk sports. We're going to talk the latest and greatest from Tigerland, the good, the bad, the ugly, the indifferent, and whatever else you want to put on it. Got an action-packed show, a lot to get into, and hopefully we're able to touch on. I know we won't be able to cover everything that I would like to cover tonight. We're going to get as much of it out as we can, and we will have a show on Friday. I can tell you that right now. Definitely going to have a show on Friday. And we will proceed. I'll be on Friday night. Let me see who's in the chat, man. How y'all doing, everybody? Come on in. If you're watching on Facebook, be sure to go over to YouTube and hit the subscribe button. And then if you're watching on X, head over to YouTube, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. Let everybody know we're live, man. Been looking forward to this live for quite some time. Now that obviously you've been under a rock if you're not aware of the news that have transpired with our university in regard to the president resigning. We're gonna touch on all of that. So, Brother C. Lee, I didn't bother you today because I knew we had a lot to talk about. I know you probably had a lot going on, but definitely invite you up tonight, as well as Brother Trent, if you want to, or anyone else that want to come up when we drop the link. Just want to have healthy. I was just watching that Knicks game, man. Goodness gracious, man! In the playoffs of the second round, none of the home teams have actually won a game yet. The game yesterday with the Indiana Pacers, Tyrese Halliburton. I mean, I'm just watching it all take shape. These teams having big leads and then just squandering the leads in the fourth quarter. They can't make a shot, can't buy a bucket, just get anemic on offense, man. And then the other teams just keep coming back and fighting back. And what I'm getting out of this, man, is it's biblical, actually, man. Talked about when God can come snatch you right out of the mouth of the lion, right when the devil think he got you, man. He can just show up right at the last second and come. For many of us, that's testimony we hope to have. But man, it's been fun. It's been interesting to just be able to just watch basketball as a fan without having to be emotionally invested because your team or your favorite player is not playing. Yeah, Shanetta. A lot going on, man. Good evening, Tiger family. Hey, Miss Shonda, how you doing? No matter what happens, hey, we always gonna be all right, man. I'm kind of numb to it and we'll talk to the why. just have been, we've been here before. We've been in this position before, and it's quite unfortunate. But what we want to do tonight is we want to have a conversation about why, why we find ourselves here in this position again, kind of add some context to it and go from there. Brother TD, how you doing, Doc? How you doing, man?
Man, man. Good, man. I'm too good, Ken. Right now, I just left Saltine, brother. It's just left for company dinner.
Saltines over in Fondren.
Bruh, I don't go out there much like that. What up, people?
Yeah, man, Saltines. I got a chance to go there for the first time a couple weeks ago, man, and it was pretty good.
Hey, the bowling alley nice.
I didn't check the bowling alley out. I did go. I just went and got some oysters, man.
We gotta have a KC-1400 media group day out, man. I'm telling you, man. Shout out to KT Dub, he got it.
Absolutely.
What's up, family?
What's going on, man? But now, man, everything's everything. What's up, brother Trent? We're looking forward to the show to just discuss the obvious. What we'll do though is, man, it's a lot, man. We got a lot of sports happening right now, man. So I want to make sure we at least touch on that before we get into it. I don't want to get lost in the sports and lose the context of what we on. I do want to say congratulations to our softball ladies. They're down in Gulfport right now. They just they defeated Southern. Anytime we beat Southern in anything, we're good. I love it. You know what I mean? We won 5-3, which moved us in the winners bracket to today's game, TD. We actually just started about however many minutes ago, playing against Bethune-Cookman. So we're in the game right now. I don't have an update, so if you guys want to check it, look, I won't be able to check it out. We'll follow up and talk about it on Friday. Hopefully, we'll still be doing very well, and hopefully Friday we won that championship. So we are up 1-0 right now. So good thing. Thank you, Miss Sasha. Thank you, brother Tony. So we're up 1-0 right now against Bethune-Cookman in the top of the third. Man. So you guys keep an eye on that for us. We rooting our Lady Tigers on, man. Thoughts on this game, TD? They got one game out the way. They up 1 in game number 2 versus Bethune. What's your thoughts on it? You're on mute, brother.
We try to give it away against Southern. We tried to give it away, Ken. We was up 5-0. And we started letting them, small errors, short errors, man. Throwing the ball first, man. Southern tried to come back. And they coach made some good calls, made some good timeout, some good reviews. But we fought. I had my notes somewhere, Ken. You got my notes somewhere here, brother. But anyway, hey man, I take notes, man.
It's okay. We managed to pull it off, man, and that's
all that matters.
I'm happy about that one. We've squandered some opportunities in times past in various different sports against Southern, man. So glad we were able to close that out and stay in the winners bracket. And it is a double elimination game tournament. So that's our girl Mara Stevens, one of our ambassadors, man.
Hey, Ken, let's start out with this, man. How classy were those ladies getting off their bus, bro?
They were, man. Hey, I love it, man. Hey, they came to see. I'm trying to do my impression of them. You know what I'm saying? They came, they got off clean, man, looking good, man, ready for business. It was a business trip. They coming back to do what they did last year, man. We still the champs until somebody take it from us, bro.
Right. Man, it was one play, bro. I don't know what we was thinking about, man. It was top of the 6, 5-2. They hit the ball to right field. Young lady catch the ball and throws it to left field. I'm like, wait a minute, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? It was mistakes like that was allowing them
Yeah.
to come back, man. Players running into each other on infield pop-ups. But
Yeah.
we got it together. We won the game. But yeah, man, I'm like you, man. I'm like Coach Vance has said, man. Anything Jackson State play, we play marbles, baby. I'm going for me be top first on that thing. I'm
Yes, sir.
win everything, man. So,
Absolutely.
and there ain't wrong with that. You expect to win, and you're not gonna win them all, but you can expect to win. You got to have, some expectation, and depending on your team. Now you keep it real. If you ain't got what it takes, then your team don't have what it takes. But when your team has potential like our softball team and our baseball team, having right now, you got to root for them. You got to, hope they can win. Oh, that's looking good too.
Yeah, man. Well, let's hope they get the game number 2, and we rooting for them. Y'all keep us up to date on the score, and we'll keep a lookout on it and give you periodic updates. So if I see those updates as it goes throughout the game, throughout the show, we'll highlight that, and we'll go from there.
So I got it on my monitor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next up, man, from a pitching standpoint, we want to shout out Eric Elliott, pitcher of the week in the conference. I know we did touch on Coach Omar getting his 600th win. We touched on the team getting that 10 in a row, looking to finish strong and get ready for the SWAC tournament as well. But Eric Elliott is dealing right now, coming to us from Bowie, Maryland. He's newcomer of the week and pitcher of the week. So anytime you got good pitching, it spells wins, and that speaks to a small piece of which is a very important piece to why we have sprung off a winning streak. So shout out to Eric Elliott, man, and the job that he's done over this past week.
So Ken, for a good baseball team, great baseball team to win everything, you need the pitchers or the bat. Which one you taking first?
Pitchers.
Gotta have that pitching.
You can have a bat, but if you can't, the best pitcher in the league, he said the best pitcher in the league. The reason I say that, TD, is because you can get on base through balls. If you got a good eye, let's say you're not turning and you're not hitting. SWAC, you can definitely make some shake, right? You can get on base. If you just got a good eye for the ball, full count, he throw it high, you on base now. Now you're talking about base running. But when it comes to pitchers, if I can keep you from scoring, I can win 1-0.
That's true. That's
true.
You
know what I'm saying? So a good pitcher is your best line of defense. I'm starting everything with my aces, bro. If I can throw a no-hitter, I'm good. You know what I mean? So there you go, brother C. Lee, baseball expert right there, says good pitching beats good hitting every time. You can be slugging away. If you can't pitch worth a darn and you giving up points, it cancels each other out. Most said we got 2 pitchers that can carry us in the tournament. We just got to get healthy in the bullpen. CJ Lewis is a huge piece out of the pen, man. So Eric Elliott, he says the best pitcher in the league. So he's been dealing, bro. If he won pitcher of the week and newcomer of the week, so that's good stuff right there.
Yeah, hey man, I'm laughing at you, man, when he said Seeley, baseball expert. He'll tell you. He was mediocre at best.
He know the game.
Yeah, he know the game though. He know the game. Listen,
yes, indeed.
Yeah, man. I like Brother Seeley and his baseball stories. Yeah, Ken, you're definitely right, man. You definitely need the pitching first. You need somebody gonna put the ball across the plate, around the plate, and if you're real good up under the plate.
I like pitchers that just demoralize teams, man. You ain't got a chance when he up there on that mound, bro. You just like, dang, who pitched? We gotta try to, you know what I mean? Those kind of pitchers, those are the ones that you want, man. So you gotta love them, man. But definitely a huge shout out to Eric Elliott, man. We don't
have McCaddy no more. I think that was his name.
McCladdy's there. He's not a pitcher though.
Okay, thought he was on the mound.
Nah, McCladdy not on the mound.
Okay,
I talked about CJ Lewis being on the mound. But yeah, man, we good with that. But we're gonna keep it moving right along, man. TD, we got another big time basketball pickup, man.
Man, I was hoping you tell me something. Come said we going back.
We're going back to back, man. We definitely are. We want to welcome back home Devin Reed. Devin Reed played at Terry High School, man. 6'8" wing. He was at La Tech. And hey, man, listen, he played pretty solid for them. But this is the type of player that Coach Mo spoke about when he talked about the type of team that he want to have. With obviously, you know, DeAndre Thomas signing with us from Southern. He's going to be your big. That's your 6'8". That's your rebounder. That's your interior paint scorer. But Devin Reed is 6'8", but he's a stretch 4. He can shoot that 3 ball. You know, coach, they're going to definitely look for him to put it in the hole for us, man. But he can also go inside and play. He's not a paint player. He's more of a wing. He's what I feel Kedrick Simmons, who's coming in from Boonville, is going to be for us. You know, a tall. Well, a long rangy wing player. The cool thing about that is TD on defense as well. You're able to stretch the floor. So if you're playing against a team that has an old fashioned, you know, style, or may have a smaller power forward, you know, you got a longer, rangier type forward. And this is where I think, man, if Spank gets, you know, he won't get to 6'8", but I mean, shuck, what he's 6'5" right now, may grow another inch. If he gets to 6'6" or whatever, I mean, they played a similar style. Him, McMillan, like I said, Spank, Kedrick Simmons. Those are your similar type players right there.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely like the way Spank attacked the rim. You know, coming in as a freshman. I mean, I definitely like the way he snatched rebound like probably Ken Clark did when he was younger. Well, maybe not as aggressive, but he snagged down pretty aggressive, man. He grabbed
rebounds like me, boy. He was a dog on that paint.
Yeah, I just thought
I would get rebound like PJ Tucker, man.
It was legal to throw elbows back then, you know, when you were playing over.
I was fundamentally sound, boxed out.
Yeah.
Very well.
You know, at one while, you was able to grab the rebound and throw your elbows, get people from around you. I think that's got outlawed. We should have.
But you know what, TD? I didn't really do all that. I just put my rear end on your knee. Can't go nowhere without your legs, man. If I use my elbows, I just use my elbows more of a shield to get you off of when I was boxing out. But that was the main thing. But nevertheless, man, I was a solid rebounder. I guess I was able to play angles. When you know how to rebound, you know how to look at the ball. You can look at the spin on the ball. You can look at the speed of the ball out of the shooter's hand. You see kind of where it's gonna go. And I would go get that spot. Man, I had to use my brain and lie. I wasn't the most athletic. I can dunk, do all that type stuff, but I wasn't no freakishly athletic type person. I had to work hard for mine, man. At 6'3", you talking about what? BCU had bases loaded. We gave up nothing. I love that. Keep battling, ladies. Keep battling. Don't give up nada. We don't need to give up nada. But nevertheless, man, we definitely welcome Devin Reed. Check him out if you haven't had a chance to. He played, like I said, another local kid coming back home. I like that for us. And I like what Coach Mo is doing thus far, man. We probably, I mean, you look at the development of Ebo. Ebo can give you something. You know what I mean? We'll round off the roster. Not sure how he'll round it off, but we should be okay. I would like one more player similar to like Canterville, but a little bit more aggressive, like another rebound defender type player that can just get in and get you some. You know what I'm saying? We need that, TD. We need a guy that can go in there that we can trust in crucial moments that can get you some rebounds, bro, and play some good, tough, hard-nosed defense. Because we're going to have tons of scoring. We get Tatum back. You got Mike Williams coming in. You got then you also got Kobe Butler, the true freshman kid coming in from Louisiana. But we kept the bulk of our roster, man. So
I'm glad you answered my question. I'm glad you answered that question before I asked. I'm like, man, we got some bigs now. What about the shooters?
Oh, we got plenty of shooters. We got plenty of shooting, man. We're gonna be fine in that area, man. When you look at I mean, we had shooting this past season. That wasn't our issue. Our issue was we shrunk our lineup like JJ did, which was, coach made his decision and it was what it was, Remember the game when the Lakers decided that they didn't want to sub nobody in the second half, which is the dumbest shit in the world. I ain't gonna start tonight, y'all. We got a lot we want to talk about, but I still feel like that was the dumbest basketball decision. For the life of me to understand, you playing against a 7'2" dude that's just barbecue chickening you, he filleting you on the interior, and you just refuse to put a big in the game. And you had Jackson Hayes, but nevertheless, we're gonna be fine with DeAndre because DeAndre is actually that's gonna be your big, that's gonna be your starting center. And
how tall is he, Ken? Was he
6'8"?
Okay,
excellent rebounder. Excellent rebounder. TD, because you can have guys with size and they still ain't. Man, we be having big dudes, man. 6'11", 6'10", 7 feet tall, averaging 4 rebounds, bro. I don't understand that. I don't understand it. I'm sorry. I'm just telling you. I like the team in offensive rebounds, bro. I just it's hard to explain it to somebody that's smaller than you going to get more rebounds than you. Rebounding is about want to. You got to want the ball back off the board, TD, as bad as you want to score. You ever notice how players get hurt and then they be hurt on defense, but then all of a sudden when it's on offense, they get the ball in their hand, they heal up for a quick second because they can get that shot off? You ever notice that?
Mm-hmm.
Home run. We just got a home run. Who hit it? Tell me, Sasha, who hit the home run? Probably
they're like Jace.
That's my girl Jace. That's 42.
Let me see who she got the braids, right?
Yes, sir. Man, Jace is a diamond, man. Oh, way to go, Jace. That's my girl right there, baby. That's what I'm talking about, man. Matter of fact, y'all done met you. See, look, I'm about to go and go to YouTube, man. I'm sorry. Let me put my phone on YouTube since TD doing it. I'm gonna try not to be distracted, y'all, because
my phone is not on YouTube, sir.
Oh, it's not your TV is.
No, my computer. You
want to be polytechnical around this thing, huh?
Got it on the big screen on the computer to the right of the screen.
Man, that's my girl right there. Way to go, Jace. Yes, sir. Give me a second. Let me watch this home run real quick, dog.
Then she tried around that thing like Big Papa.
Oh, yeah. Go yard, baby. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's my girl right there, man. We love us some Jace, man. Jace is the reason why we're going to win this thing. We're going to back to back on their behind. All right, man. Let's move it right along, man. All right, let's see.
Hey, that means
Hey, but real quick, because I know the numbers are filling up. We're gonna get into what I know everybody want to talk about tonight, and we'll bring Brother Seeley up. We'll have a great conversation around this, and we'll go from there. Hey, but TD, we also picked up another player from for the women's basketball team. We picked up Miss Cameron O'Neal coming to us from Fort Valley State. Okay. Coach Margaret is another guard. And she is not done. Definitely rounding up and finishing off her roster. And we're excited about this team that she's building. We want to welcome Miss Cameron O'Neal to the JSU Lady Tigers, right? We want to welcome to the family, man. Hey, Veronica, how you doing out there?
Hey, Veronica, I wonder where you been. Hope everything is good. So Cameron, Ken, I want when you were talking about
hey, you know what? Travis made a good point. We are winning. I'll come back to it. This ain't the Lakers though. Lakers, it's just the Lakers that be doing that mess, man. Every time I watch them, they start losing. But go ahead.
Hey, but the guard, the center that you say we got, they had him listed as a forward. I'm sorry, but he's from Southern. Did they have Southern by his name?
Yes, he played for Southern last year.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah,
he started as a forward for them. Southern played a platoon system. They sub 5 at a time, bro. So he probably averaged 15 minutes a game. But still, he had a great SWAC tournament. And the coaches like what they saw in him. He fitted exactly what they were looking for. Okay. Good size, able to build something with him because he can work with the guards that we have. And I like that. I like that a lot. When you think about a potential lineup of Deshaun at the point guard. You're looking at McMillan at the 2. Jamie Mitchell at the 3.
Like
who we got at the 4? Who we play at the 4, TD? Devin Ree. Play Devin Ree at the 4. This young brother right here. You start these 2 brothers at the 4, you got 2 6'8s. There you go. 2 6'8s with Jamie Mitchell, McMillan, and boom, you let
Hoover.
You bring Mikey Williams off the bench with Hoover, Tatum, Ebo. You see where I'm going? Kedrick Simmons is maybe, or Butler or something.
What are these guys classified as?
That's a good question. I want to say, I can tell you what. Let's look at it. Let's look at it now.
David Reed is a junior. I don't know if that's going into last year or coming into this season, but they got him classified as a junior.
Okay, so he probably got a year left over. So he was a junior. Okay, so
and they got him at 6'8".
Yeah, he's 6'8". He's 6'8", 190. From Jackson, Mississippi. Played at he went to Louisville out of high school. But he was playing for, I think he played at Terry High. So he's played some good ball, man. He started off, spent his freshman season at Louisville. He appeared in 16 games. That's his freshman year. 2023, played in 27 games. So he got 1 year eligibility left, TD. So he'll be a senior this coming up year. Because he's played all 3 years.
Okay. Okay. So, and Thomas is a sophomore.
Okay. Boom shot.
Yeah,
that's awesome right there. So we got some good side. I mean, he's a great pickup. I think Reed fits exactly what Mo wants to do. Give you the size, but he can stretch the floor. He can shoot the 3 if needs be. So
I really like in a little old school.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And again, like I said, Cameron O'Neal, pretty solid guard. She's really solid for Fort Valley State, coming up from the D2 ranks, and I think she's gonna really help round out the roster, man.
Yeah. So how far away is Coach Richards from getting that roster where she wanted?
I think we got about 3 more spots to go. They've been doing some tweeting, so this was a quiet period this week, so you may see some commitments and all that good stuff announced next week. So
did she get her a big? She's still looking for a big and a full.
She could have, but we just don't know. Like I said, they haven't posted it yet. She got the young lady from Delaware State, 6 feet, but we definitely would like to see some more 6'2", 6'3-ish, 6'4-ish. So we'll see what she comes up with.
Okay.
All right, man. Speaking of basketball, listen, now I want to do this real quick and then we'll be done. Camps are coming up next month. So there will be a men's camp. Both of them at the AAC. So Coach Mo is going to do his team camp. It's $199 a team. That's 6. 2 games. It's a 2-game guarantee, T-shirt included. Boys high school varsity only. So for more information and to reserve your spot, you want to contact Trey Johnson at clinton.f.johnson@jsums.edu at 601-622-7370. Or you want to contact Coach Khalil Spencer at khalil.b.spencer@jsums.edu, or you can contact him at 901-338-3157. That camp is going to be June the 14th. That's a Saturday, June the 14th. All right, and then the next week you're going to have the elite camp with Coach Margaret, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then you're going to have the team camp the following week, 8 a.m. all day at the Walter Payton Center. Both of those are going to be at the Walter Payton Center, not at the AAC. So you can scan the barcode if you're watching. If you want to register your team or do the elite camp, go ahead and get signed up. For more information, you want to email Katrina Howard at katrina.a.howard@jsums.edu. or you can contact her at 789-610-7525. So if you're watching it live or not live, you can pause, rewind, and you can repeat that number, and you can get signed up. I wanted to put those out there to start giving you guys time. Now, there was one of the good brothers last show, TD, asked us about
got ages on there, brother. Got ages on there.
Elite camp is really high. That was high school. Those are high school.
Okay.
Mo is all boys, high school, varsity only, and then the team camp. That's what it's. All this is high school.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So for the gentleman who asked about the mega camp, that mega camp is June the 1st. This is the mega camp. It's going to be at the vet. This is how you sign up. Registration is open from grades 9th grade through 12th grade and eligible JUCO and transfer portal prospects. Registration is going to close on May 31st. This is through, well, let me see, media. Go to Southern Elite. Look up Southern Elite Mega Camp. They pushing it on. Of course I couldn't. They don't put the links on there, but you want to look up Southern Elite Mega Camp. Southern Elite Mega Camp. And when you look that up, look for the June 1st event, the JSU Mega Camp. You're gonna have some big time programs in attendance. This is a big camp, though. There's a lot of kids. It was a great turnout last year. A lot of prospects, man. A whole lot of them. It'll be at the AAC, and we'll be on site to check out some of the talent that's in there. So all the kids I'm gonna say this right here. Class of 2025 was solid, TD, in recruiting. 2025 was solid.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm hearing 26 and 27 is like super loaded, man, in the state of Mississippi. Major talent, man, at the high school level. Now, just so you know, our coaches do a great job of recruiting high school. They've been out on the recruiting trail quite a bit lately at the high schools, man, continuing to foster these relationships and making sure that they are building those pipelines, man, and getting that talent, man. That's what it's all about.
Right. And one of the things definitely about recruiting locally, Ken, you have Big Mama and everybody else that, what up, Herb? That's local, man. They can come to the games. You got a chance to get on the field. Can't meet that, your family supporting you locally, man.
That's right, bro. Absolutely right, man. That's one spot you can come to. Like, you may not be able to get in front of. This is a great opportunity to get in front of a lot of coaches. So if you're looking for your son to get signed up, go to Southern Elite Mega Camp, Southern Elite Mega Camp, and get signed up, man. Get signed up. Don't have the link. If somebody want to be generous enough to find the link, and you can go on. I forgot the gentleman's name that I followed. Matter of fact, I can tell you now if I can. Let me see if I can go in my search, see if he's on there. I just followed him because I wound up. I just recently followed. Okay, his name is David Johnson. So go to David Johnson. It's Rebels 247 at Rebels 247. He was the one that actually posted about the camp. As a matter of fact, I tell you what, I got the link. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna do it now. So let me post the link in the chat. 1 second, TD.
I heard what they've been talking about, Herb. Tell us what's going on. Herb said we still the champ. That's right.
Man, I think that's
I got it if you don't have it, Ken.
That's it, but it cut it off though. It's a long little what's the majig, bro? Yeah, I got it. Let me see if I can try it here, TD. Let me see if this works.
Okay.
There it is. All right, there you go. So if you need that link, brother, go ahead and get signed up. I just dropped that link in the chat. That's the link right there. It's at it's go.netcamps.com/events. You see the rest of it. So if you're watching this show, if you're watching it live, go ahead and click that link and then you can get signed up. Yeah, man. Hey, it's a lot of hell. We've been talking too. We've been talking. Hey, but before we go any further, we got a couple more things we do want to touch on, and then we're gonna get into the breaking news of the day. TD, the FAMU game is coming up. One of the good brothers over in the chat, they have a packet putting together. They're putting a packet together. If you're in the alumni group on Facebook, I saw this. Let me get the gentleman's name. Brother Ken Lewis. So Brother Ken Lewis and company. Here, if you want to pause and save this information, you can get. Now listen, there's not a lot of places to stay in Tallahassee. That is Florida State's homecoming. They play Wake Forest that same night, that same day, and that we play the Snakes over there in Rattler Land. So this is a 3-day, 2-night stay in Destin. So you can go to Destin. Now, Destin is 2.5 hours from Tallahassee, but it's a bus ride. You can go to Destin I'm assuming you can get over there that Friday. But the deposit is going to be due July the 1st. The deposit amount is $100. If you want 4 per room, that's $300 per person. 3 per room, $335. 2 per room, $400. 1 per room, $600 per person. It gives you the breakdown. So you'll depart on October 31st at 5 a.m. You got breakfast. You got breakfast. They visit the mall, hotel check-in, beach time, leisure time. Saturday breakfast charge. Then they go to the football game. Then they got after game vibes, leisure time. Then on Sunday, breakfast. Then they get ready to head home, man.
Hey, bro,
So,
can you make that a little larger?
It's large if you're watching foot on your main screen. Not you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they watch it. Most people watch it on their TV, so they watch it on their TV. Okay. You see. Now I'll say this right here. For more information, you can call Rose McGowan. You can call Rose McGowan at 601-259-6861, or you can call Ken Lewis at 601-754-6696. And I will try to find any other information. Ladies are putting on the clinic right now. I'm not gonna watch it. I'll just give me the score update, and we're gonna keep doing what we do.
Right.
Say EA be disrespectful in other chats. I know EA ain't Two-Faced, is he? Be over here being all civilized and then go over there talking crazy. It's all good. It's 2-0 right now. Okay. But anyway, we have this out here if you wanted to check that out. So definitely if you haven't had a chance to, go ahead and check it out. The next thing, CD, APR just came out, bro.
Give it to me.
And our bowling ladies just posted a sack for the second year in a row. They just posted another perfect score, man. So shout out to the bowling ladies. We're proud of them. APR is everything. There were a few schools in the SWAC, man, that saw some APR hits, man. Took some APR hits. So I know y'all were talking about EA. EA and them need to go over there. So and Scam U posted a 9/11. We're gonna start with them. 9/11 emergency day. 911. So they got a level 1 penalty of a practice reduction. So I think they lose about 4 hours of practice per week. So they get to spend that time in study hall or doing whatever. So they said y'all got to focus on your books, man. Mississippi Valley State and Arkansas Pine Bluff both got the same level 1 practice reduction, but they will not be eligible for postseason. Ain't like they're gonna get there no way, but they won't be eligible. I'm just saying, bro. We posted a 937. You see the numbers. Grambling had the highest at 954 in the conference. I did see that North Carolina Central, their football team had a perfect score as well, man. So shout out to Coach Trey Oliver over there in the MEAC, man, for what he did with his team.
Yeah, man, those academic student athletes, remember that.
Bethune-Cookman is in the toilet. They in 888. That's a new beginning. That's biblical over there. That's you know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know why they didn't get a reduction. Alabama A&M 901, maybe because of the multi-year. Fam, you've been in the toilet for a while, so that's why they be so frustrated, man.
Mm.
But nevertheless, man, we definitely fundraising event is coming up. That's right. Hold on, he kind of lost me just there. Said, can someone explain why the rule didn't apply? That's a good question. I don't know. I can't answer that. That's an interesting. I don't know. I don't. I'm not one that, you know, that's their problem, man. If they would have been ineligible for postseason, I don't know how the NCAA determines that. And I wasn't sitting there, not saying that you were, I wasn't sitting there with my fingers crossed, hoping that they did. It's just they do what they do. Their grades are their grades. The APR is what it is, whether they in it or not in it. I don't really give a damn. I mean, as long as we playing football, our goal is to make sure that they go home early. So we're going to do what we did to them last year. This time we just going to do it in Tallahassee.
Okay, they said they got a quarterback.
We got one too. Everybody got a quarterback.
They say he elite, man. They say he's supposed to be.
Man, he ain't played a game in the SWAC. So what we talking about?
Just saying, man.
What I'm saying is that
it's a word on the net.
We've seen they've had a couple of quarterbacks to commit to them, and that's that's good for them. But we don't know, man. We don't know. They don't even know. I think they saw. I think when they saw what they saw, they went and got another quarterback. Cause they ain't see what they thought they saw. You know what I'm saying? They said they want to win against everything except APR. But no, man, Coach. I don't think Coach Simmons wasn't that. He did what he could do. I don't know how the process works, man. I don't keep up with them folks, man. I just look at what they reported, and the rest is that, man. But nevertheless, man, I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link, Brother Seeley. If you're available, you can be more than welcome to come up and at your own time. But we're gonna go ahead and transition because we know what everybody came to talk about today. Today was a very interesting day. And I'll say this: it wasn't a day that came as a shock to us. This is something that has been kind of looming for quite a while. Yep.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me there, sir. Are you through with sports right now?
Done with sports for now.
Oh, okay. Oh. I guess maybe you'll address that later. I thought you wanted to.
What that?
Kind of speak on, the latest signee in. But I guess we good.
Who?
The latest signee. The wide receiver.
Oh, we spoke on him already.
Yeah. Okay.
What you talking about? No, I got something else I'm gonna touch on with that, but I ain't.
Yeah. Okay.
Not at the moment. You know what I'm saying? But I got something for you though. I got some special stuff for you, but it'll be after this right here. I don't want to. We'll come back to that. But no, I do want to go ahead and definitely and get into this because, like I said, not something that comes as a shock with us because we kind of already knew that there was some things that were out there. And again, listen, let me say this before we even get started in this and having this conversation. We'll go ahead and put this up real quick. The conversation will change gears. Our president, Marcus Thompson, the university, he submitted his resignation on today.
Really?
It's the same day. The IHL Board of Trustees, they held an hours-long meeting to discuss his performance and a potential lawsuit. He had been president of Jackson State for less than a year and a half, so right around 17 months. And that's where we are with it. So 17 months ago, we was in this situation where we were in the process of looking for a permanent president to fill in that seat. I thought Elaine Hayes Anthony was doing a fantastic job at the time. But I would say this right here. This, like I said, this does not come at a shock. I don't have what he did because this is what I would say. We weren't there, so we can't report what was done or what wasn't done. We know what's out there. We know some of the things that's kind of been circulating, but I don't deal with hearsay. I ain't seen nothing. I ain't been around nothing. But I do know that he's no longer our president. He submitted his resignation, and here we are again. Here we are again. Now, I do want to make note of it. Let me go ahead and just say this real quick. They moved pretty quickly, TD, and our provost, Dr. Denise Jones Gregory, I apologize, who was our provost and vice president of academic affairs. She is now the interim president at Jackson State. So the Board of Trustees, State Institutions of Higher Learning, has announced that Dr. Marcus Thompson has submitted his resignation as president of Jackson State University, effective immediately. The Board of Trustees has named Dr. Denise Jones Gregory, provost and vice president of academic affairs, as interim president. All right. Now, I'm gonna put this up here because I want those who are not familiar with the state of Mississippi and how it operates with its public institutions. The Mississippi Institutions of Higher Learning is a governing body that oversees the happenings of all public institutions. So therefore, we as alumni do not have the luxury of hiring our own president. That's done by this governing body. So the Mississippi Board of Trustees of State Institutions of Higher Learning governs the public universities in Mississippi, including Alcorn State University, Delta State University, Jackson State University, Mississippi State University, including the Mississippi State University Division of Agriculture, Forestry, and Veterinary Medicine, Mississippi University for Women, Mississippi Valley State, the University of Mississippi, which is Ole Miss, for those that don't know, including the University of Mississippi Medical Center and the University of Southern Miss. So what am I saying? They choose the presidents of all these public institutions, and they have been batting a whopping 0 lately. It's been absolutely atrocious. And honestly, the reality of the matter is that I'm not really so much as interested in those who are not familiar with the state, who are not within the state. I understand the joking that'll come behind it. I don't give a damn about that, TD. That's neither here nor there. Because I ain't gonna see most of it no way. Because I'm not really gonna entertain it. I understand. This is just I'm kind of numb to it because we've been here before. You know what I'm saying? And now it falls on the hands of IHL. So now where I stand with it is how do we hold the IHL accountable, man, for this? Because at this point, and I'm gonna say this too, and we got to be careful, man, because I understand there are some people that want us to react a certain way. Oh, let's not be the hell with all that. Stop. Don't tell people. Do not tell alumni how to react to this news, because every alumnus that's pissed off today, that's embarrassed and fed up with this crap, they have every right to be. So I get we like to play. Let's fan it down. Let's hope. I don't want this to go away right away. I don't. I know we want to shh. Let's. I don't want to be embarrassed. The hell with the other schools. We need to get this shit right, bro. It's time out for the we got to stop the patchworking. There is a process that is in place for a reason, and this entity has not followed the process, bro. They have not. For the last 3 presidents, they haven't. Ever since they ran Carolyn Myers out of office, we had a preferred candidate. We went and we our voices were heard. And we came away with Dr. William Bynum, who was the president of Mississippi Valley. And everybody was like, how the hell did he become our president?
Speak on it.
Come on now. So the last 3 Jackson State presidents that have been hired by IHL, this ain't on the hands of Jackson State alumni. I told folks, I ain't gonna be all flustered and man, I'm not wearing this. We ain't done nothing. We haven't done anything. How you gonna fault us for shit that we ain't done? You get what I'm saying? But we need to get organized like immediately. And the way we organize is not to try to hurry up and conform. Let's hurry up and just try to whatever they say. What are we getting from this? What is our confirmation? What is us conforming to? What is it getting us?
So you say you want to take it
embarrassment.
Take your time and do it right.
Brother, let me tell you something. If these folks don't have a damn public national search for a presidential candidate for the Jackson State University, we need to freaking revolt, bro. I'm talking about whatever that looks like. I'm talking about boots on the ground. We need to go to the office. We need to show up in droves at those meetings and apply pressure. The hell with this executive session. We're going to run behind closed doors and do all this old sideways bull junk. Let me tell you something. I got calls today from people who don't even go to Jackson State, who ain't even familiar with Jackson State, that know me personally, say, bro, what the hell going on in Jackson State? Then y'all just like, what's happening with y'all presidents? You know how embarrassing that is? And you want students, I'm just saying as parents, as students, imagine how the students feel. Because y'all keep playing with the process. Now, I know this may piss some people off because go back to the October show. I said this. When you circumvent a process, so this is to all those who we had a preferred candidate this time around. But this bogus report comes out, and then when we go to trying to sully the reputation of qualified candidates who could actually steer the ship the right way, and then we go and start sideways with folks that's trying to tear the institution down and gut it from the inside out. Now what? I hope you're happy. And I mean that. I know we don't go back and listen to the shows. Go back and watch the shows. It's all on wax. Go back into the start around the time October 2023. It's still on the channel. Go back and look at what was said. We had Brother Jerome on the channel at one point in time talking about a particular candidate that we all felt was qualified and we all felt had a great chance to take over. And here comes some bogus report that sullies this person's reputation. And then all of a sudden, here comes the president. Here's your president, someone who we got handed Marcus Tunney. Now listen, when the president gets in place, we're gonna respect the office, bro. We're not gonna be disrespectful. You follow what I'm saying? So, for example, Dr. Gregory is our interim president. And guess what we're going to do? We're going to treat her as such. We're going to respect the office, bro.
Right.
But you can still respect the office and call bullshit on a process that was not followed. And that goes for our rankings who's over there, who's at IHL. You putting your homies in position. You follow what I'm saying? Now, I know somebody may feel some type of way, but Marcus Thompson, and I can say that now because he didn't resign, should have never been the president, man. Should have never been the president to begin with because they circumvented the process, bro. There was no national search. And this is what I said. If you were going to make Marcus Thompson the president, you should have left Elaine Hayes Anthony in office, bro.
Yo.
Because the students loved her. At what point do we start paying attention to the students?
Right.
It ain't about us no more, bruh. We've been left to school. We got our families. We doing what we do. But you have to start thinking about the younger generation that's over there. Listen, God damn it, man. Listen to this, bro. T.
Yes, sir.
Imagine being somebody like Jeremiah Williams, bro. What are you talking about, Ken? Who was the president when he got there?
Is it you going to his senior year?
Right here. Going on the end.
Bynum.
Going out. So you go from Bynum. I ain't even got to where I'm gonna go. Because I'm gonna tell you who I really feel, who my heart really goes out to. And I'm telling you, Tiger Nation, right now, you better appreciate the hell out of our athletic director, our VP and athletic director. I want to send a huge shout out to A.D. Robinson, man, because everybody knows how the president position has to be in alignment, bro. And I'm just saying, thank goodness he from Jackson. Thank goodness he ain't said the hell with this. I'm out of here. You follow what I'm saying? Thank goodness we have some stability from an athletic standpoint. Thank God for the boom, because they have been playing in our face, man. I'm just saying, listen, and please don't text my phone and try to tell me. If you do that, I'm going to cuss you out. Do not contact me and try to tell me how to talk. You're going to have a bad day. I promise you. Please don't bother me, because I know what I'm saying, and we have a right to be frustrated. This is embarrassing, bro. But I ain't finna internalize this one. I was sick behind when the Bynum stuff went down, because it was public. I'm just serious. Then when the Hudson stuff situated, when Hudson resigns for whatever reason that was, we don't ever discuss the whys. That's for them to do. I'm just telling you, man. At what point? Let me tell you what this feels like. You know what this feels like? This feels like, listen to me. This feels like when Cummings got fired, bro. Because remember, Cummings was our president, was our coach when, and Carolyn Myers was there, right? Remember this now.
Mm-hmm.
Out goes Cummings, and in comes Hal Jackson. Year and a half, he gone. Now here come Tony Hughes. He gone in a year.
Right.
John Hendrick take over. Remember that little time frame? That's what it feels like. It's like a musical chairs revolving door, bro, of just president. This is an extreme level of instability, bro.
All right, Ken, we on our third strike, so we gotta get it right this time, brother.
TD, we going on defense now, dog. Hey, TD, when you get your third strike, brother, you are going to the dugout to get your glove, man. Do you hear what I'm saying? It's glove time. We ain't at bat no more, dog.
We ain't at bat no more. You gotta go.
We're not at bat no more. They not at bat no more. No, seriously. We laugh about it, but I'm being real when I say that. Dr. Wynn, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful to nobody, but I'm just telling you. Let me say this. We have to talk about this, man. Let me tell y'all something. When you hold the highest position of the entire organization, there is a level of character that you have to operate with. You have to vet the candidates to make sure that this person that you're putting over this 6,000, 7,000 students and faculty, you have to vet the right people. We have to start doing character checks, man. Where's the process? Don't get mad at the person that's talking about it, because we ain't done nothing. I ain't got nothing to do with whatever done happened. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. But we know he ain't in the office no more. In the office no more. Neither one of them are. Y'all know what happened. Where's the integrity, man? Can we get somebody in there with good character that gives a damn? And you know how you find that, TD? You have a process. You do a national search. You put qualified candidates in front of the decision makers, and you make them prove themselves. And then you do a background check. Then you ask for referrals. Then you ask for it's not referrals, but you ask for references that can vouch for this person's character. You don't just put anybody in office, man, and have them being over all these young folk, man. That's impressionable. Now, I ain't talking about nothing that nobody else done, Jack State. I'm telling you, it's the people that's in IHL that have failed us, bro. I mean an extreme level. Now, you can laugh. I'm okay with it. This is our day. Okay. Remember I told you, bro, we walk around with our head up high. It's gonna come a day where you go where the cow manure gonna be on the bottom of your foot. Remember that? And your shoe gonna stink. All right, now this is our turn to do that. So what I'm saying is that it's unfortunate, bro. because I have spoken with each of these men that have been in that have held the position of president of Jackson State University. And I'm sorry, bro. Today I feel like because the hires and the process wasn't followed the right way, and we haven't put the right people in place, the position has been cheapened. It has been heavily tainted. And it takes a little while to get that out of there. Even if you got a stanky restroom, you got to flush, wipe, spray, and give it some time. Just because you spray don't mean the smell gone. You got to give it a little time. So what I'm saying, man, get it right. I ain't in a hurry. No, I'm not in a hurry, bro. I'm not in a hurry. We got to get this right. And everybody that has a hand in that has a hand in the part that they play, we got to get it right. We got to get it right. Now, that's my little 5-6 minute soliloquy. You know what I mean? Soliloquy or diatribe, whatever word you want to use for that. My little rant. But it's frustrating, bro. It is. It's embarrassing. But I will say this, and I'll say this and I'll shut up. I'll let you and Brother C. Lee talk. I'm not wearing this, bro. It's a great day to be a Jackson State Tiger. And there are some awesome, outstanding, and amazing folk that represent the university the right way. And man, we ain't carrying. I don't know what none of these dudes did, except for Bynum. We obviously knew that was in the news. I don't know what Hudson did or whatever. I don't know what the cause of that. I know what I was told. I know what I heard. And I don't report hearsay. I don't touch that, TD. Because that's just like somebody coming to you saying TD that said this or TD did. I ain't seen nothing. I ain't heard nothing. I ain't got no proof. So therefore, it don't mean nothing to me. All I know is he resigned.
Right.
I don't know what happened with Dr. Marcus Thompson. I know what we were told. I know what we heard. Some of it was inconsistent. Some of it was it was nothing that really sticks. But what we do know is that he resigned today after 17 months.
And it's time to get the process right.
That's what we do know. Take it for what it's worth, and you do with that what you want to do with it. And I just want to say this too. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna shut up. Jackson State people, if you got any type of influence or power within this process or whatever the case may be, I'm gonna need you to sit this one out. Stop fucking with the process, man. I know. Don't get. But you know, this is what I know. This is what I know. C. Lee. Somebody gonna hit an F-bomb and they gonna be bothered by it. But we got a lot of people who murky the process because of personal gain. They won't. Y'all know I ain't talking crazy now. Y'all know how this thing go. Be lobbying for, come on, man. What I'm saying to you is there is a process. Hold the people who are supposed to hire the highest position at the university accountable. And we have to do that in a unified front. Don't be holding out, trying to position yourself for whoever the next person come in, because I want to have I want to do it my way. Listen, man, I got family that work on that campus. I got close friends that work on that campus. Let's just say some people are relieved today. some people done threw their hands up like it is what it is at this point. That's how it done got, because the people that have supposed to done right by the school and doing and following the process to put competent leadership in position of power. I just hate that they mess with Hayes. And honestly, I would have just left Hayes Anthony there. She was doing a good job at the time being. I understand, you know, what was said and what wasn't said or whatever the case may be. But we've had preferred candidates and they still ain't considered it. We go in with a candidate, tell them who we want, and they say, hell no, we won't go. Here go Dr. Bynum from Mississippi Valley. And we like, wait, what? How did that happen? It ain't nothing we can do about it. Here's your new president. All right, I'll shut up. Brother Seeley, how you doing? Thank you for coming up.
What's up? Can you hear me?
Now let me say this. If I say anything that's if I color outside the line, let me know I done crossed the line and I'm out of pocket, and correct me. Please correct me, because I don't think I'm far off. I don't think I'm off at all.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
I hear you loud and clear.
Yes, I will hear you.
First and foremost, shout out to our Lady Tigers up 8-0 in the top of the fifth. One out. No Cookman got it. Put it on. Let me start with a question. Before today's news, what were the problems? Were we thinking about any problems at Jackson State before today's news, other than what we thought was coming down the pipeline? We were thinking we were in pretty steady good shape, right?
Right.
And so that's where I want to start. I'm going to go a different way. I want everybody to understand, as we say, two things can be true. Here we are once again, but I need everybody to understand Jackson State yesterday was in a better place than a lot of schools. And today, we still in a better place than a lot of schools. You talked about the APR reports.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about what's happening in academics. You talk about what's happening in athletics. I think that let me ask you this question, brother Ken and brother TD.
Yes, sir.
Why does a football team run a flea flicker? What's the purpose of a flea flicker?
To make the defense think you're gonna do one thing, and you draw them in, and you hit them. You go over the top, hit them with the okie-dokie. You do something totally different.
So IHL continues to run flea flickers.
Great analogy.
Everybody understand? IHL continues to run flea flickers. And I will say this. Sometimes they may catch us peeping in the backfield, but they have yet to score their touchdown on Jackson State. Because regardless of giving us bad president after bad president, we still in a better shape than a lot of other people. The funny part is, what if they would have given us the presidents we wanted? What if they would have given us the presidents we would have chosen? So I want everybody to kind of take a step back, take a breath, and to know that even though this is another flea flicker by IHL, we going to remain focused on our assignment. We're going to do our jobs. And we're going to continue doing what we have always done. Next, I want to go to something else. We have to start remembering who are the stakeholders of the university. Because if we don't understand who the stakeholders of the university are, we won't be able to develop that unified front that everybody wants. And more importantly, this is a moment of opportunity. See, one of the things that we have to learn, one of the things I had to learn, and I'm glad TD brought that up. One of the things I learned, even being a mediocre multi-sport athlete, here's what I learned.
What you say?
Because I say it all the time. You're right, brother. You know what I learned, brother King? You know what I learned, brother TD?
What you learn, boss?
You can't hit the winning shot if you ain't behind.
That's true.
You can't hit the walk-off home run if you ain't behind or tied.
Yeah.
Jackson State is in a wonderful position to hit a walk-off homer. And here's how. First, we got to identify who our stakeholders are. So let's go through it quickly. You have about 5 or 6 stakeholders, depending on how you count. But here's our stakeholders. The stakeholders are students.
Yep.
Faculty.
Yep.
Administration.
Yep.
Staff. Community. Alumni. Those are your stakeholders. Everybody good, great ball game. We put another one away. Good job, everybody. So again, Tigers gonna keep on being Tigers. Them young ladies on the field didn't care nothing about the news that went down today. Them young ladies on the field went outside and took care of business. That's what we do all the time. So now we know who our 6 stakeholders are.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the monumental question. At what point are we going to create a unified front when we have the president of Faculty Senate on the same page with the president of the Alumni Association?
Come on now.
We have to make sure, and let me tell you why. Jackson State just lost an academic lifer. We lost an academic lifer, Dr. Don Bishop, who was the president of the Faculty Senate.
Yep.
This particular president, the president who just resigned, walked Don Bishop out the door for no reason other than she asked him about doing his job. And on trumped up charges, an academic lifer, one of the finest academicians I've had the opportunity to know and work with. She was walked out of the building, walked off the campus, simply because all she did was demand that people do the job they're supposed to do. Go ahead, Brother Ken.
But I was just about to say why and how does something like that happen?
So
let's make sure that we express how we got there.
How we got there. So Dr. Bishop was one of the few people who was contesting the process of how we hired our last president.
Thank you. Thank you.
She was one of the few.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. When he got into office, she said, okay, you're going to have this amount of time. You have this amount of time. And then after this amount of time, we're going to revisit, almost like the president gets 100 days in office.
Yeah.
After a certain amount of time, Dr. Bishop said, okay, we've had this time. Are we going to address these issues? And simply for that, for being, and let me be clear. I want to be clear, Brother TD and Brother Clark.
We can hear you.
I'm going to give y'all an example. Do y'all remember who was the guy who was the head of the players union for the NFL that everybody talked about?
DeMorris Smith.
What was his name?
DeMorris Smith.
DeMorris Smith. DeMorris Smith he was supposed to be fighting for the players, but he was really a lackey for the NFL, which is why the players couldn't get anything.
Facts.
What happens is when you have a union president, or in this case, a faculty senate president like Don Bishop, who is a bulldog, who fights for the rights of both faculty, staff, and community, and they say that this person is overbearing, that really means that person is doing their job.
Facts.
And we have to stop allowing the powers to separate us from our leadership by saying, oh, that person is difficult to work with, or that person always got an issue, or that person always got a problem. Well, that person is the president of the faculty senate. That's what the person should be doing.
Well, accountability is the antagonist of incompetence.
Exactly. And so here is the question I need to ask. When Don Bishop got summarily walked out the door, what was the leaders of the other stakeholders coming to her defense? This is why we say we need to have the stakeholders unified. Now, I'm not blaming anybody. I want to be clear. But what I'm saying is this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity for the president of the Alumni Association to call the president of the Faculty Senate and say, hey, what do we have to do to get on the same page to make sure that we present a unified front so that the next time, so that for the next process, we can make it clear to the world that we don't want y'all to keep giving us these terrible leaders. That's where we are, right? We're not in I want to be clear. We're not in a state of panic.
No.
The ship is not taking on water. Jackson State has not missed a beat. Everything is running as it should, except for the fact we now need to make sure we get the proper leadership. And so what I am saying is that don't worry about the flea flicker. This whole thing, the smoke and mirrors, that's the flea flicker. The scandals, the joking, the laughing, that's look. One of my favorite songs when I was in the 7th or 8th grade was Shackles on My Feet Won't Let Me Dance. Said, don't let nobody hold you back, because you're the one they laughing at. Ha, 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 ha. Shackles on my feet won't let them.
Hold on, bro. Celie. Was that somebody who? All right, let me ask you a question. And I want you to keep flowing.
Yeah.
Who sung that song when you first heard it?
See, that's 7th and 8th grade. I got to.
I'm hearing it in my head. Shackles on my feet won't let me dance.
No, that's the remake. That's
Mary Mary. I just want to praise God.
So the two sisters. Who was the two sisters? Mary.
Yeah,
That was the remake. Hey, Brother Gibson, that's the remake. Mary, that's the remake. Yeah, that's the remake. The original came out in 82. 83, something like that.
I came out in 82. Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
So Mary, that was the remake. But the original came out, I want to say either 82 or 83. And so that's what we have to understand. The Kikin, the flea flicker, RJ's latest arrival. Thank you, Mike B.
There we go. Mike B in the house. There you go.
There we go. Thank you, Mike B. RJ's latest arrival. Well, I was 8th grade when that came out. Look here, boy. You couldn't, boy. You could, boy. Don't. I ain't gonna do it. Did you do the flute? I ain't gonna do it. Don't make me do it. Don't make me do it.
Hey man, that's when music was musicking. Yeah, yeah. All right, go ahead, keep going.
So here's what everybody needs to be discussing.
Hey,
remember. Let's take it back. Remember when we was in Bethune-Cookman, and they called that bogus interference off that long, beautiful run. Yeah. Remember how bad that hurt?
Man, that hurt Irv, man.
Remember that? That felt like a gut punch, didn't it?
Man,
let me ask y'all a question.
All I know is A.D. Robinson got very animated.
Let me ask y'all a question. Did we still score on that drive?
I think we did.
We did.
Yeah, we did.
Well, do you remember how we scored on that drive? It was one of the most beautiful plays of the year.
Oh, Fortillion.
Yes, sir.
In the corner. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I remember that. Go.
That's what's about to happen to Jackson State again.
I love it.
We took a bad call. All this is a bad call. Y'all, look. We Jackson State. We ain't gonna get no calls. We Jackson State. They gonna fight us tooth and nail.
Well, you just said something then. We professional lemonade makers from the Jack, man.
That's it.
Jack Town lemonade.
So the president, God bless him, he gone. Our focus does not need to be on the flea flicker. Our focus needs to be making sure that we are contacting. If you are an alum, I like that the Alumni Association sent out an email, said we want all things coming toward us. Okay, then we need to make sure that as alums that we are pushing our alum president to make sure that our alum president has a relationship with the faculty senate president. And we need to also make sure that the national alumni and all of us understand we don't have to beg the presidents to give us access to the campus. That's our campus. We need to stop acting like we need to have leeway from the presidents for us to come up there and do things and to be impactful. No, the presidents work for the Alumni Association. The presidents work with and through the faculty. The presidents work for the students. The presidents work for the community. We as stakeholders have to regain our power, but we can only regain our power if we work collectively. We are not, I need everybody to understand, we are not in trouble. We are not taking on water. This is what it is. Look, when you fighting evil, evil don't go to sleep. Evil don't stop strategizing.
Evil hit you in your dreams, boy.
And let me put it this way. Look here, as much as I hate to admit it, evil, they got MVPs too over there, kid.
They got all stars, baby.
Yeah, evil got all stars. They got MVPs.
Yeah.
And so what we need to understand is we got MVPs. We got all stars. What the only thing that's killing Jackson State is that we don't unify and be the fist that we can. So I'm gonna stop on this because I know people got something to say and whatever questions. What we need to understand is that right now is an opportunity.
Yeah.
It's an opportunity for the stakeholders to unify.
Yes, sir.
And come with one plan.
Well,
and I'll set up from there.
Hey, bro. Yeah, bro. CD, I wanted to ask you again. Once again, can you list the stakeholders?
Yes. Faculty, staff, administrators, students, alumni, and community. And TD, I want to say something about the community. One of my former students, he gonna kill me. He calls me all the time. Math. Oh man, we talked the other day. He reminded me of something. He said, what people don't understand is Jackson State, we have both alumni and fans.
Yeah.
And the fans go as hard for the school as the alumni. So the community, Brother TD and Brother Ken, the community are those people who may not have attended Jackson State, but love Jackson State. Why? Because Jackson State has always been a great corporate neighbor.
That's right.
And we have to understand that as long as we are a great corporate neighbor, then we have to continue to be a great corporate neighbor so that those community supporters who didn't attend Jackson State but love Jackson State, and we have to treat them like stakeholders as well. I'll shut up.
So Brother Doug has this question. You pretty much want to know who intercedes for the stakeholder against IHL.
Oh, all of them. That's part of the process Ken was talking about. When you have the process to elect a president, faculty has a representative, students have a representative, staff has a representative. Who am I missing? Alumni has a representative. Also, somebody who really doesn't have a representative is administration.
So, question.
But everybody else has a representative. They get to meet with the president. Then they get to. And here's the thing: not only do they get to meet with the president, where we fail is those 4 or 5 stakeholders rarely meet collectively.
That is a fact.
So what happens is here's what usually happens: the National Alumni Association will meet with the candidates separately. Then the faculty will meet with the candidates separately. Then the students will meet with the student rep will meet with the candidates separately. My question is, why don't all of those stakeholders get together and meet before? We need to have a meeting before the meeting.
That's facts.
And then once we have the meeting before the meeting, then we can go in collectively and meet.
So let me ask you a question. So Dawn Bishop was walked out. She was the faculty staff president, right?
Yeah, faculty senate president.
Faculty senate president.
And I only make that distinction because the staff also has a president.
So let me ask you this question: Who filled in that role when Dawn was walked out the door?
I learned that person's name. I just forgot that person's name. That person is in public health, though. I can tell you that person is in public health. I want to say. I
remember that name. I think we had.
Yeah, that person is in public health. And somebody put it in the chat for me. I'm sorry. I forgot who that person was.
Was it Leggett or something to that effect?
It may be Leggett. Yeah, it may be Leggett. It may be because I was wondering if she was related to Evelyn Leggett, who Evelyn Leggett was an institution back in the day.
So somebody have a name, put that in there.
Yeah, so I think you're right. I think it's Dr. Leggett who was in, I want to say public health and administration. I want to say that. So and that person hasn't been in the office for long, so I can't give you much on that person. But that's, I think that. So go ahead.
This is the point. TJ makes the point. It's not, where are we getting with that? If this is how we've operated and this is how we've always done things, and the results has been, well, they're not unified no way, so we just give them what they want. They don't really have no power because if everybody's divided, they're easy targets. But what he's saying is, if he take those and you put them together and you make one big fist, now they have something that has to go. There isn't a stakeholders board, stockholders board.
Go back up to TJ Winston's point, and then I want to come back. Yeah, and here's the crazy part about that, Brother Winston. If you unified, everybody can ask their own question. So, for instance, let's say me, Brother TD, and Brother Ken decide we want to get together and do something. Okay. Well, if we had a meeting before the meeting, I can say, hey, Brother Ken, these are 2 questions I want you to ask. And Brother TD can say, Brother Ken, these are questions I want you to ask. And we can either do it by proxy, by having Ken ask all the questions, or we can have it to where each one of us gets to ask a question. So being unified actually doesn't limit you from asking questions. Being unified allows you to ask more questions and to ask more questions effectively. But I get Brother Winston's point. What Brother Winston is saying is that when people have ego in mind, that ego makes them think they can't ask their own questions. And what I'm saying is that no, if you come together and meet collectively, not only can all of us ask our questions, somebody in the room may think of a question that I didn't think to ask.
Right, because you vibe off each other.
And here's what's most important. They were only able to walk Dr. Bishop off the campus because they knew she was out there by herself.
Mm.
See, that's the oldest neo-Confederate trick. They identify, divide, and conquer. Let me say that again. They identify. So what they go is they say, Ken Clark, he the one with the big mouth. So the first thing they do is once they identify Ken Clark as the one with the big mouth, they go to TD with some slander. Hey, TD.
TD, how many times have we talked about that?
Bro. You see what I'm saying? So
how many times? Hey,
so they identify Dr. Bishop, and then they say, oh, she's a this, that, and the other. And then after they identify her, now everybody's hands off. Because don't nobody want to be, Sophia Leggett. Thank you,
Sophia Leggett. That's right. Thank you. Thank you, sis.
So that's what happens. If they knew that she had the backing of all the stakeholders, it wouldn't have been that easy to walk her off the campus because the reason they got rid of her is BS.
You know what it sounds like? You know how we've seen like these like white supremacist type situations, what have you, racially discriminatory type behaviors, right? And then you got this one idiot or buffoon go and mistreat someone. And then when the community show up and hold that joker accountable, you start to get some act right now. Because as long as they felt like they could do this and this person is isolated and there was not going to be any consequences behind it. See, when you have to deal with the masses, it makes you think a little bit more quicker. It makes you think a little longer before you decide to move a little forward. You know what I mean? And that's really all he's saying. Basically, I love what you said because the key word that stuck in my head is this is an opportunity.
Yeah.
This is now an opportunity for us to fix what we need to fix internally. And this is all I just challenge us to not do. Don't take it personal, especially if you're in a role.
Put Brother Willie T's question.
Well, actually, his question stemmed from.
Brother. I know exactly. And
he said there should be a board that meets, take professional minutes, and report back to all who they represent.
And here's the thing. Here's the answer to Brother Willie T's question. It's as simple as the president of one stakeholder calling or emailing the president of the other stakeholder and say, let's meet. That's it. There is no rules against it or for it. There's no anything. It's simply faculty senate president saying, it's simple. The faculty senate president calling the president of the alumni association saying, hey, let's do lunch.
Can you for me expound on the why that's important? Because what I don't want to do is get lost in the what we should do, the woulda, coulda, shoulda, right, and really talk about the why that's important. Because we find ourselves in a situation where there will be a new president that will be deemed president, that will be sworn in, that will be all of that good stuff, right? But now the question remains, will they just follow the same old flawed process that they followed? Or will there be some type of accountability or some type of Not no question. There needs to be a unified front coming from the Jackson State stakeholders I'm serious, to IHL demanding that they follow the process.
Yep.
And there needs to be some follow-up, man. And when it comes to, and there needs to be some transparency, man. Like, damn, you guys have screwed us, bro, like the past few times. Now, I will say this, because I do think that it's important that we say this. I do not believe that any of these individuals, or Dr. Hudson, Bynum, or Thompson, were put in place with them knowing that they would do something that would be detrimental to the role. Let me say this. Let me say why I say this. Let me tell you why I say it this way. I ain't say that they were capable or they may have a track. I'm saying this is what I'm saying. So whatever was done still falls on their front door.
Right.
These are still grown men that are to be held accountable for their own actions. And you get what I'm saying? When you listen, when it goes bad, if you're gonna circumvent a process, you like this, especially even at work or even that type of, you hope that person don't let you down, because guess what's gonna get highlighted when something goes bad? I worked in rental car industry. TD, we had a process we had to follow every single time, Brother Seeley.
Yep.
And guess what happened? Somebody drives that car off the lot and they go wreck that damn car. They go total that car out. You know the first thing that the loss prevention gonna do? They're gonna go straight to the branch. They're gonna say, let me see your rental agreement. Because they're gonna make sure, TD, all the boxes are checked. And if you miss one step, that could cost you your job, man. Because they can come back and say that person should have never been in a rental. You didn't follow the process. The process yields a higher return that equates to far less losses. What they've discovered is the more you circumvent the process that's been put in place, that's tried and tested, the more acceptable that you are of mistakes happening or things happening or accidents happening. Now, you can't predict accidents. Sometimes you follow the letter of the law and an accident happens. You know what you do? You live with that.
Right.
But if all hell breaks loose 2 times in front of you, you would think that these people, I don't have no faith in them, because they should have got it right after the first time. And now you got to put somebody else in place. Okay, you run Myers off, you put Bynum in place. You know you circumvented the process. You know you ignored the preferred candidate from Jackson State, from the stakeholders of Jackson State. And now this dude went out there and got caught in something on the news in an embarrassing situation. So now when you're getting ready to put another president, you would think they would say, all right, let's follow the process. Let's go ahead and do this a little bit. No, they didn't. They still appointed. And although we were content with we was like, okay, we get someone that's one of our own. He's a Jackson native. Surely we're not going to be in the same situation. And lo and behold, how long did he last? I got it. Oh, how long did he last? 2020 to 2023. Okay.
I think that everything you're saying is correct. And I think that what happens is here's why it's important. Do you know that Jackson State has only chosen its president in the entire history? We've only chosen our president once.
And who was that?
John A. Peoples. The greatest president this university has ever seen. John A. Peoples is the only president that was actually chosen by Jackson State. Every other president.
So let me say this. I'm gonna push back on something you said earlier.
Okay.
You said, what if they had given us the president that we wanted? Who's to say we wouldn't be in it? I'm going to say that the empirical data of what you just said tells me that when Jackson State chose its president, they chose the best one we ever had.
That's it. That's it.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like I can name out a name right now. I know that we all wanted at back here. James T. Minor.
Yep.
was a name that we all really wanted around the time that we got Dr. Bynum.
Yep.
And I'm gonna just tell you, all he doing right now is just thriving.
Yep.
Over there. Where at Southern Illinois?
I think so.
Something to that effect. He's a chancellor over there, Southern Illinois. In this climate, in this Trump second term, the way things are looking right now with the cutting of funds at the HBCU level, the total ignoring of real facts to just accept lies for what they are. We're in a very weird time. So because of that, there's a lot of people that's just not going to leave their post, Brother C. Lee, to come to Jack State.
Right.
Why the hell would I leave where I'm at? I'm stable.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to leave stability to go to instability. Now you got to find somebody that love us back to health. But in this regard, even though you have stated that we are still in a good space, you know, I'll say it this way. You can go to the hospital. The preacher said like this one time. Our minister said, hey, God can turn down. You can have different levels of pain. Yep. You can have two people in the hospital. One could be in there screaming and hollering because they terminal, and you can have another that's in there for, you know what I'm saying, a headache or a stomach ache.
Oh yeah.
You still screwed up. You're still in the hospital.
Right.
So being better than some schools are in such a bad state that it ain't really a flex to say we in better shape than them. I'm just saying. So somebody said Dr. Lackey. I knew that they was gonna mention Dr. Lackey when you said that Dr. Peoples was the greatest president ever. You know that's a debate, so it's okay.
I mean, Dr. Lackey was never president though.
Oh, they said Dr. Lackey. Okay, I thought you were.
I think they saying that Dr. Lackey could.
Dr. Lackey should be the one.
Yeah. No, Dr. Lackey. No, John A. People. And here's another reason why it's important. I want to not necessarily tiptoe around this, but I want to not because we are in great shape right now, the university, right? I can argue, Ken.
How would you explain that to someone that feels that we aren't in great shape?
We are, number one, right on the cusp of still going from R2 to R1.
Okay.
We have one of the most productive athletic programs in the FCS. And we are still producing as many or more graduate degrees in both the HBCU and FCS space. So when you look at all things concerned, academically, athletically, we are still in a great space. Today doesn't take us out of a great space. The problem is what can happen tomorrow can. And here's why I say what can happen tomorrow can.
Yeah.
I am convinced that we've had at least two presidents who did not care about sports.
Care to name them?
One I don't mind. The other is because I get called the hater of this person. And I'm not really. But no, and I want to be clear. Two things can be true. You could be a great researcher.
Yeah.
But just because you're a great researcher doesn't make you a great academician. And you can be a great academician, but not necessarily understanding the importance of athletics. So you could take someone like Ronald Mason, who was probably one of.
I knew he was going there.
So I want to be clear. Ronald Mason was probably the greatest fundraiser the university ever had.
Yes.
I want to be 100% clear about that. Nobody has raised funds like Ronald Mason. The money was flowing. The money was flowing under Ronald Mason. Everybody with me?
Yep.
At the same time, he cared nothing about athletics.
Nope.
And was only pushed into caring about athletics because we marched on the tower with pitchforks.
Who hired that dude with the
whose name won't be rung out?
Yeah, you know, you have the door at the, you know, you push the little button at the door.
Right.
Who hired him?
The terrible AD that Mason hired. Now, to Mason's credit, when we showed up with the pitchforks, Mason pushed both of them out the window. and I raised that point because this is why a holistic process is important, Brother TD. You need a holistic process because you can vet. How are you with fundraising? How are you with academics? How are you with athletics? How are you with community relationships? And so that's why you have the process, and that's why you have 5 or 6 stakeholders, because the stakeholders get to ask questions and to vet the process so that we get a president that we feel comfortable with all of the areas. Let me say this clearly. Because a lot of people don't say this. Being a college president is a thankless job. I want to be real clear about this. If people actually understood what a college president does, that is something that I've never understood why somebody would want to be a college president other than you must really love that institution, or you must really love building your resume. Because really the only good thing about being a college president is having it on your resume to go do something else. So we have to understand that even when we are critiquing college presidents, it is a thankless job. I would say that being a college president may be akin to being a referee or an umpire in sports. Because somebody is always mad at you. But that's why you have to make sure. Well, that's a good question, Brother Willie T. And the reason is because the stakeholders don't understand how much power they have. The stakeholders aren't demanding because they don't understand how much power they have. And the reason being is because here's where we suffer as a community more than anybody else.
Go ahead.
Black people think that the only thing we have to do is vote for somebody and our job is over. Like we're the only people who don't think about who's in office till the day it's time to go vote. And we don't keep report cards. We don't go down. How many people actually go down to the Tuesday meeting at the city council and just sit? How many people just gone there? Do you know, kid? This is something I used to kid, when you're a young teacher, you're a young teacher with a lot of energy. I used to actually give extra credit to my classes because I only taught on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So because I only taught on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I would give extra credit to my students to meet me at the city council on Tuesday just to sit in and listen. How many of us go down to the city council meetings or go down to the county supervisor meeting, board of supervisor meetings, and just sit in and listen? So the problem is we think that when we elect somebody, we've given them all the power. We don't understand. And I'm glad Willie T answered that question because Willie T talks a lot about finances and those kind of things. Here's what people need to understand. The most powerful person is not the king. The most powerful person is the king maker. You don't want to be the king. You really don't want to be the president. You want to be the person that's pulling the strings of the president. And as stakeholders, we need to understand that we got a couple of those strings. We ain't got all the strings. Let's be clear. IHL right now, they have most of the strings. Why? Because the governor appoints everybody on IHL. In fact, there's a book. Look, everybody go buy this book. Man, I'm going to pull this book up. Dr. Ivory Phillips just wrote a book about the Ayers case. Give me a second. I want to pull up the title. Dr. Ivory Phillips just wrote a book about the Ayers case. I want y'all to go to Amazon or to Lulu and buy this book. Let y'all talk. I want to pull up the title of the book. and because he just had a book signing at African Art Gallery.
No, it's good stuff. I do want to. I'll say TD. I'll let you go. You got anything?
Oh, let me. The title of the book is The Ayers versus Waller case. WLER. The Ayers versus Waller case. The Promise and the Disappointment. Let me say that again. The title of the book is The Ayers versus Waller case. The Promise and the Disappointment by Dr. Ivory Phillips. You can get it at Amazon or Lulu.com. And if you want to understand why we are where we are today, go read that book by Dr. Phillips, and it will answer a lot of questions. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, sir. I mean, you guys are fine. I mean, y'all have everything. I mean,
I wanted to add this. I just wanted to make sure that, because I know sometimes things get lost in context. I know when I said that, I was thinking about what I said, and I was like, in my opinion, because when I go back to the video, somebody actually sent me the video of what I said when the process actually happened. I was like, I don't agree with it, but it doesn't mean that we're going to stop supporting the university.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, but then this is what I said. I'm saying, like, when I say should have never been in that position to begin with, I'm not necessarily speaking on whether someone is qualified or not qualified. What I'm speaking on is when the process gets started. That goes back to Don Bishop.
Yep.
Because what was the question? What was the pressing question?
Yep.
She had questions centered around
the process.
It was like, and look at what it cost her. It cost her career.
Yep. Because nobody really had her back.
Because guess what we do? We and I get it. We say, oh, I'm gonna just leave that alone, man. I ain't trying to rock the boat. And when I say go rock the boat, this is also why I always say that like I ain't gonna say a protest, but like we go and compare, the past times of the 60s and when the civil rights movement. Good luck with that nowadays, because it's so much individualism.
Yeah.
And it's just not gonna happen. Everybody's just that boy Beyonce had that song, was the Destiny Child. It's just me, myself, and not. That's all I got in the end. Is what you know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. People are only concerned about themselves, man. Dub actually he spoke down in Hazelhurst today. He touched on that in front of a crowd today. I didn't get the chance to go, but I saw a clip of some of the stuff he had to say, how we are just a very selfish generation right now. Don Bishop, she was you tell him, appreciate the donation. Tell him, Brother Silu, who she was.
Don Bishop was the president of the Faculty Senate.
Yep.
And she was one of the loudest and most powerful voices about the process through which Dr. Thompson was elected. Like, she was at the end, like there were a few people murmur. But Dr. Bishop was the one who kept like, no, this process is wrong. And we gonna hold it. And she basically said, look, you've been elected. Ain't nothing we can do about that, but I'm gonna hold your feet to the fire. And he basically asked for a certain amount of time. And to Don Bishop's credit, she said, okay, I'm gonna give how much time? And she gave him the time. And then when the time was up, she said, hey, whatever the time was is passed. What we gonna do about these issues? She was walked out the door. And she was walked out the door on some trumped up charges about she intimidates people and she's difficult to work with. And she, all these different, again, look, here's the thing, man.
So
when I hear my oppressor say that somebody is difficult to work with, that lets me know that person is doing their job. Go ahead, Brother TD.
No, I just was gonna ask, a lot of times, like you speaking in the Don situation, when you have a bunch of people, you ever been in a situation where you have a bunch of people talking about something and what they're going to do, what needs to be done, and everybody in agreement to do it. But then when you get in that presence or you get in that situation, then you realize you're standing out there by yourself.
Oh, TD, I got the example for you. Now, it's not quite like that, and I think I mentioned this before, and it was an honor. I want to be clear, it was an honor. I was honored enough that I actually got to testify in the federal court in Oxford doing the Ayers case, because I was one of the people working with Dr. Albert Phillips. And we had a few professors who would work around the case, but not a lot. And you would always hear professors, they would say, hey, we appreciate y'all, what y'all doing. We appreciate this. But not many of them would come to the rallies. And not one of them would come to and they definitely wouldn't sign up to testify. And I remember one day we were coming back from Oxford, and it was one of those days that we kind of, we won the case. But, even in the game, a team will have a good series on you. And TD, this day, them Confederates had a good day, and they had a good drive that day, TD. They look at, we was calling timeout, baby. We was, hey. They put together a mean drive, TD, and they was in the red zone that day. And look here. That timeout couldn't come quick enough, TD. And we was on the bus coming back to Jackson, and so I leaned over to Dr. Phillips. I said, Dr. Phillips, and I didn't have tenure, by the way, and I never wanted tenure because I wanted to be a writer who taught. So tenure means you have security. But the things that you needed to get tenure was going to take me from my creative writing. So I was somebody who didn't have tenure, didn't have security, but I was involved in the Ayers case. I was just amazed at the number of teachers with PhDs that had tenure, but was still too afraid to be involved in the Ayers case. So yeah, to your point, that's how, because here's the thing, regardless of whether or not you agree with Dr. Bishop's methods, you cannot be relieved from your job simply because you are asking questions of accountability. But again, and I always talk about this poem, and I want to pull up this poem because I always give the wrong name for the poem because I'm always paraphrasing it. It's called House of Silence. It's called no, it's not. That's the wrong poem. I got too many poems on my computer. Where's that house? It's First They Came. First They Came, I think. Yeah. So, TD, to your point, this is one of my favorite poems. I'm gonna read it the truncated way. It's just real short. It's only like 6 lines. TD, first they came for the people in the red house, and I said nothing. Then they came for the people in the purple house, and I said nothing. Next, they came for the people in the green house, and I said nothing. And then they came for the people in the orange house, and still, I said nothing. And then they came for me, and there was nobody to say anything. Now, that's the modified way, but I want to read it the way it was actually written. And this poem was written by a Jewish poet during the Holocaust because he sat by and watched them crucify the Jews. And he wrote this poem, and he said, first they came for the socialists, and I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionists, and I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak for me. If we keep allowing them to walk the dumb bishops off the campus,
Facts.
Regardless of whether or not, look, here's my problem. You can't sit here and tell me you disagree with her methods when you never talk to her about her methods. Like, if I don't like something you're doing, don't I have to say, hey, man, I appreciate how you are representing us, but I think you need to do this, that, and the other.
I mean, they kind of add on some substance to what Ken was saying about the speech that KT Dub made today, and I find myself a lot of times being in that situation because growing up kind of old school where you still had the community in the village and, you know, people telling your mom, your dad, you're getting whoopings here and there, you know, structure. I look at today in time, and one thing that Kevin said, no one says anything anymore going on to what you were saying. If I have a young man across the street that's terrorizing his mom and dad, or just mom, whoever living there with him, and I never say anything, I say that boy keep getting suspended. You know, the boy keep, you know, fighting the kids up the street. You know, keep breaking in the neighbor's house down the street. But I'm not saying anything because he's not messing with mine.
Yep.
But then that time comes where he messing with mine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And now he built up so much momentum by doing those things.
Yeah.
Now you gotta, you know, pretty much take him completely out the game when it should have been stopped.
Yep.
When it first started, or you should have intervened, you know. But we had a day and time where you mind yours, I mind mine.
We don't give a damn no more.
So yeah,
I mean that we don't care anymore about our neighbors like that. So much to the point to where it becomes an anomaly. But that also goes to the saying that if you're okay with my oppression, then you too are my oppressor.
Yep.
And I always said this, like I referenced something that I was saying that me and TD have talked about quite a bit. Somebody runs up to him and say some things to him about me, and he knows, or say some things in the vicinity, or vice versa, and that stuff make me uncomfortable, C-Lee and TD, because I'm gonna tell you why. Because it's like, you know, I don't want to be in a situation where, you know, I mean, you call a spade a spade. If something is off, it's just off. But I'm just talking about that funny stuff. You know what I'm saying? How people can kind of draw you into bull junk when you ain't really a part of it, and they feel like you have an opportunity to nip it in the bud on the front end. Somebody come to you with some bull junk, I say, hey man, hey, I don't know that I don't know that version of that person, man. So I'm not really familiar with that. And I'm gonna just move on about my business with it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But what'll happen is people will try to they'll put out fillers. They'll try to see how you are, and they'll lure you in. That's that divide and conquer. Plant seeds of doubt. Now you're doubting if this person is really solid, and now next thing you know, you ain't friends no more.
Yep.
We've seen that happen before. We've seen that with, you know, and it is what it is. But what tends to happen is that has happened on the professional level at the university on numerous levels, because here's the other thing. This is what we haven't talked about, Brother C. She's not Dr. Bishop ain't the only person that's been like that. And I'm going to say the reason I say that is because I'm pretty sure there's somebody that was walked out the door when Bynum was in office. He kind of put his own people in place. Then he gets abruptly removed. And then here come Hudson takes over. And Hudson say, okay, I don't want it that way. He was okay with this. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? But I like this person because I want this person is going to yield to my methodology and how I want to do things. And then he get walked out the door.
Mm-hmm.
And then here comes this other one. You see what I'm saying? Or, you know, or you got this acting or this interim. Now I'm hoping, and I don't know Dr. Gregory at all. I hope that, you know, that the mindset is stability, and stability, accountability still, but stability is key. Because now if it's like, oh, I got, you know, I'm not saying I really don't know her. I'm just saying if that mindset is, oh, it's my time to shine now, and now it's my time to go get somebody I had an issue with. Now I got the power and authority to make a move. Because, you know, there was some stuff like that. You know, there was some rumblings and stuff like that with Hayes Anthony in place, right? So now you're in a situation where finally when you get somebody in there, you got tenure professors that's gone, man. You got no tenure on this campus. You got a bunch of you got a university that's riddled with high levels of incompetence, instability, And I just don't give a damn. Now I mind my business. I'm here to do my job, and I'm gonna go home.
Right.
Closing my door and I go in my office.
That's it. I ain't got nothing to do with that because I'm here for my check. You know what I'm saying? Like the lady said on what is it, Poet and Justice? She said, because all I do is dress and rest. Because love don't live here no more. You hear what I'm saying? So
hey guys, you know, as a Trip kid, and I know there's a lot of people's sentiment about stuff out of all that's being said is being done. This is what we come up with.
I've heard that quite a bit. I ain't touched that. You know what I say about that, TD? The alums that don't like the red. I know, shout out to Tiff. We were gonna have a debate on the channel. We'll bring that up sometime soon. But those same folk who didn't like the red that went to President Thompson to make him outlaw the red are gonna be the same people that's gonna try to get to Dr. Gregory. Be like, make sure we don't bring any red because we get so perturbed. Now everything is baby blue. We look like Southern now.
Oh my God.
I know folks don't like it when we say it, but our real color was royal blue. Well, I get that. Well, it's navy now, navy and white. You know what I mean? I understand. Anyway, I'm not touching them colors, man.
Right.
You know,
I just like
red uniform look good, man. You're not changing my mind. I love the red uniform. I wish we could bring it back. It's dope. The kids love it because who are the kids part of this? I think the kids are the most important of the stakeholders because at the end of the day, with no kids, you ain't got no school.
Right. But you know what? Let me put it to this way. I know I'm gonna make a lot of people mad.
All right, go ahead. We don't mind that.
If it's anybody who doesn't like the red uniforms, all right. If you saying you don't like the red uniforms, that means that every time you put on a Jackson State University shirt or some Jackson State University merch, it cannot be the colors of your fraternity or sorority. It got to be only blue and white. Because you can't on the one hand say, I don't like the red football uniforms, and then simultaneously say, but I want to wear my Jackson State shirt in the colors of my fraternity. Or you see what kind of nonsensical argument you make? And that's what happens when we get down to those kind of things. That people are not thinking about what is it's either okay or it ain't okay.
We talk about branding. People say we're not on brand. Listen, family. You know what's a part of your brand? Stability, consistency. And I did this. You have traditionalists, you have non-traditionalists when it comes to uniforms. You have some people that think they are traditionalists. I can show you that tradition has nothing to do with execution. It has nothing to do with execution. Because I can tell you right now, Jackson State football does not have a stock uniform. And we have not had a stock uniform in years.
Yep.
TD, they successfully removed the red. And I can show you from 2000 to 2025 that we have had. I can show you from 2000 to 2020 with no red in the uniforms, bro. And all the uniforms look different. Every year it looks different. Some look ugly as hell. Some look okay. You see what I'm saying? But I can also show you this. We bring up stuff like, well, Alabama don't have, Alabama's birthday. No, you know what Alabama has? A uniform that's a stock look. When you bring up Auburn, oh man, Auburn got da-da-da-da. Guess what? Google, it's 2025 right now, TD. Google the 2005 Iron Bowl and tell me what Alabama and Auburn look like. They look exactly like the way they looked this past season. The only difference is, obviously, the fabric got a little better, but the uniform itself, the helmet, the jersey, the pants, is exactly the same. That's tradition. The UTs of the world. If you're a non-traditionalist program, we got into a war over colors, but the execution was terrible for most of those years. I'm not talking about right now. So I would love to see Jack State get a stock look. What I mean by that is this is our look. This is what we look like. This is the uniform we wear. And that don't change. What you do is you just build on that every year. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? You just get new pants where the pants wore out and they got holes and stuff like that. You get different sizes because every player, with the rotation of the roster, you just update your uniforms. If we're going to be a traditionalist, otherwise you're a non-traditional football uniform program, and it's okay. And therefore, you should have some alternates. And that's all that red uniform was an exaggerated color rush alternate, and people lost their mind over it.
Yeah, because I'm tired of getting people looking real close and trying to see if my navy blue is matching my royal blue bottom, like my navy blue top matching my royal blue bottom. So yeah, if we're gonna get one, help a brother out, because I got 3 or 4 shirts that don't match 3 or 4 bottoms I got in the closet back there. So I'm all for the whatever. But I just want to come back and end on this. When I got sent the news about the meeting, first of all, if you thought that meeting was gonna be open and you mad about that, you stupid. Let me just put that out there. Like just how many times do you have to like people, the meeting wasn't open? No, stupid ain't never open. I mean, I'm sorry, but you just stupid if you thought the meeting was gonna be there. That's number 2. Didn't care. Because again, last night we went to bed, we was in good shape. We woke up this morning, we was in good shape. And regardless of what people want to make you think, feel, and believe, we in good shape. Now we got work to do.
Yes.
We got work to do. But come on, people. Let's not confuse having work to do with not being in good shape.
Yeah.
I tell you one of the craziest things I heard somebody say. Well, you in shape. Why are you exercising?
So you can stay there.
Like, what kind of crazy question is that? What do you mean you in that? Obviously, that's how that person got in shape.
Right.
The way that we at Jackson State got in shape, we in good shape because we've been doing the work. So don't go to bed tonight stressed out. Don't wake up in the morning stressed out. Look, every morning except Thursday, Brother TD and Brother King, every morning except Thursday, I get up at 4:50 and I exercise. You know what I do on Thursday when I get up at 4:50? I mow the yard. So guess what I'm going to do at 5 in the morning? I'm going to mow the yard because it's going to be Thursday. But you know what? I ain't stressed about it. I just got work to do.
I'm glad you said it that way. So I'm going to share something that might be a bit ghouling to some. But I watch certain things on YouTube that kind of is soothing. Some people watch. You talked about cutting the grass. They have these guys that go around the neighborhood and just clean up these bad yards. Yeah. It's cool to just watch it. It's very like therapeutic, I guess. Yeah. Just resets your mind. Well, I have this thing that I watch. I watch the farmers that be doing the cow hoofs, the bottom of the cow foot.
Yeah.
Like TD, they could get like abscess on the bottom of their hoof, and they go and scrape the hoof. And sometimes it'd be nasty. Sometimes it get real infected. And I just sit there and watch that stuff, man. SB mowing. What you know about that, Don? So I said that to say this, man. We're fine. We're gonna be all right. We know that already. Just know that sometimes when you are trying to rid yourself of an infection, it may cause you to lose some weight. It may cause you to have to sleep a little longer, take some meds. When doctors are cutting out an infection, we can't fret. We can't fret while the university is being disinfected.
Right.
With the infection that has been in place. So I'm actually okay with it. I'm just I turn to the process, making sure that there is a process in place that actually works, that we are at our strongest level to have a level of transparency and accountability, and our voice be heard, demanding that, and just understand that, listen, even if it comes at the expense of losing a little bit of your enrollment's already down. It may go down, it may dip a little bit because of this situation, because most of the time, you know, the students is on a 4-year, they on 4-year intervals for the most part, you know, on the, you know, it's an undergrad, you know, 4-year university. So with that being said, all I'm saying is that we have to be okay with healing, even if it means like things are shrinking in a way, because sometimes you have to shrink it. That excess could be pus.
Yep.
I almost said something that almost got me in trouble. You know what I'm saying? But the excess could be pus. It could be infection. And while we're disinfecting that thing and getting it right, if we get the right candidate, if we get the right person in place, we can be okay. Because I want to say this, and I know, hey, Sister Rochelle, Blake Levine, he put out something, and he said pretty much every sport at Jackson State has gotten better since Ashley Robinson got there. He said this is while he has had to deal with poor presidents. Most schools crumble with that type of stuff, but not Ashley Robinson. So I did want to salute our AD again, because we do know that athletics is the front porch of the university. And, you know, we have a fantastic athletic director who's in line to get her an award next month over in Orlando, Florida. We've already saluted him for that. He's on the NCAA board for all different types of things, doing some fantastic things. I said that to say this. Winning helps your enrollment.
Yep.
The boom and all the things that has happened has helped enrollment. This type of stuff does hurt it, because you have more regular students than you have athletes on campus. So it's not just AD though. There's some other administrators that are on that campus that are rock stars in their role, and they're doing some fantastic work. I do want to shout them out and say, hey, continue to be resilient and continue to push these young folk to stay the course. And we gotta, hopefully this is our 7th year and we get past this, man, because it's like year 8 for us, man. I think mine's left in what, 17? Here we are in 25. Hopefully this the end of this. Hopefully it's the last time we got to deal with this. But Miss Rochelle, how you doing? We got a few more minutes in this thing. Go ahead and tell me what's on your mind. How you be?
How you doing? I was listening to you guys. I was on my way home from church. And it's still a scripture that says it out. And you guys said it, but I'm just going to attach it to the word of God. The Bible says a house divided cannot stand.
Right.
And one thing we have been doing is being divided. I love the idea what you guys was talking about, coming in together with the stakeholders. And what made me think about it, Ken, and I even though I'm a Delta, it's one particular sorority group, them rows, how they get together and they real tight, and you cannot get in between them girls for nothing. If we were like that, all the stakeholders were literally together on one accord, what you said, Brother C, we could be unstoppable. But because we got gaps in between us, they know how to come in and maneuver us. Because if we are tightly and we are on one accord, they can't fire everybody if we're standing with them. But the thing about it is that, are y'all willing to take the chance?
Right.
Because one thing you guys have said about, put your head down, and we are in the me, myself, and era of the world. But in case y'all didn't know it, Black people, we survived on community. Mm-hmm. Listen, you may not have no food. I could ask TD, you got what you got over your house? Some beans, what you got? Some rice. Okay, I got some chicken. What you got? C, you got some yams. We will make sure you can serve 8 people. We will feed the whole community. Why?
Right.
Because we know how to come together.
That's right.
So this is my thing, is that this has been, because I did speak to Ken today. I said, listen, I think right now the reason I think we got the cards, because this last one, they put that in without the right process. They did everything wrong to get the one that they want in. Now he ended up out. Now we can now, as a community collective, Like the collective we got that we need y'all to donate to. But as a collective we can come in now and say, can y'all do it our way? And then come in and say, like y'all was talking about, that one of our best presidents is who we elected. So we need to come in now. We're not negotiating no more. We didn't try it y'all way, and it ain't been working. We need a voice in our own school. So go ahead.
There's a very small window when stuff like this happens. Those that are in power have to listen to those who was affected by it. If you organize,
yep,
that's all. We're not reinventing the wheel. You got to organize and mobilize, right? That's the old saying. So now we're in a position where we can come and say, if we organize, now our voice really can be heard. And now those three presidents become an asset now, because it's like, okay, this was a necessary evil to get to where we wanted to be. And now we get what we want now. And now we have unity. We have a tried and true process, and we just have to maintain that. And then there has to be, those of us who level of accountability. We have to give a damn. I'm serious. We do. And this is one thing that we really do a lot of, that just we get. I'm gonna say this until the cows come home. We have too many people that get mad at the person that sounds the alarm on the bull junk more so than the bull junk.
Yep.
People don't want to talk about it because they don't want to have to deal with it. Like, man, just leave it alone, y'all, because it's gonna require you to have to invest a little bit more energy in that thing. You see what I'm saying? And it's not personal. No, nobody's been attacked personally. I ain't even attacking the president. I'm just talking character. Whatever happened. We didn't make nobody do nothing that they did. Whatever the heck he did, I know one thing: the president is a very handsomely paid role at the university. I don't know many jobs. I ain't never had a job in my life that paid me as much as the president makes in the role that they in, right? But you have to ask yourself how these gentlemen keep getting in these situations. And I'm just talking about, these are straight, well, man, we'll call it what it is. These character flaws, man. And I'm not here to the hell with that. It is what it is, man. I'm not finna sugarcoat that. I'm not gonna fix it, because we know what it is.
It's not ours to fix. It's not ours to fix.
It's not our fight.
But I want to highlight something you said when you were talking about, and I'm glad that the gentleman who covers us talked about Ashley, A.D. Robinson. I want to read a quote from an article I wrote in December 2022, because I think this is why this platform is important and why A.D. Robinson is important. And people still don't know that North Carolina A&T is the largest HBCU. Like, they have more students than any other HBCU.
Yep.
They leapfrog over FAM. And I'm going to read this quote that I wrote back in December 2022 to explain to you how that happened and why A.D. Robinson is so important. North Carolina A&T was only receiving 4,000 applications for admissions before its first year of winning the Celebration Bowl, and 43,000 applications after its fourth consecutive Celebration Bowl championship. Before Nick Saban won his first championship at the University of Alabama, only 14% of their students were from out of state. The number increased to 63% after Saban won his third championship. Student athletes, which include the band and cheerleaders, are some of the best ambassadors for the universities. In an article for Forbes, Steve Silverthorne writes, quote, Georgetown University applications multiplied 45% between 1983 and 1986 following a surge of basketball success. Northwestern University applications advanced 21% after winning the Big Ten championship in football, end quote. Unfortunately, very few people are going to pay $50 a ticket to watch a chemistry lab experiment. However, a successful athletic program can attract upper tier students as well as secure funding for you to purchase a new chemistry lab. If you don't understand why A.D. Robinson is important and why what we have built here is important, the bottom line is a successful sports program will improve your funding and student applications at a minimum of 10% per year. I'll shut up.
I'm gonna tell you this: that JSU by 40 just got a whole lot more attractive. Just telling you, if you listen to what he said, we talking about 50,000 alums, $40 a month. Imagine what we can do with that kind of money. Listen, you just said a mouthful. Very well put. We're not going nowhere. I'm thankful that we have this platform, thankful that we have these supporters, and thankful that we have a voice, because think about it, man. 17, 18 months ago, when we had this conversation, we were just getting started in the midst of this thing. You know, it was an emotional time, but now everybody know we're gonna come sit down, we're gonna have hard, tough conversations, and then we're gonna press forward. It's all out of love for the university. We don't want to be in this situation. Y'all know we don't. We want to talk sports and get on about our business, right? But now we're gonna stay on top of this.
End on this, though, Ken? I thought about what y'all said.
I'm gonna end on something I know TD want to touch on. It's gonna be
okay. This is one thing, TD, that I'm so done. The Bible says, y'all about Romans 8:28. For we know that all things work together for the good. I think, like you said, with this three bad, it's our time now. So everything that has happened to us, I have to believe what God says, that all things work together for the good. That's the good, the bad, and the ugly. This can work for our good, and maybe we will get the president that we need. I'm done.
Let me add to that. Probably, I don't know, Mike. Anyway, shout out to Brother Jerome. I'm gonna say this because Brother Jerome, when we were going through that stuff with Prime, he talked about the spirituals, the soul of Jackson State, how it's a spiritual institution and how we weathered so many storms. All I can say is it could have been worse. What happens what's the worst thing that can happen to you if you got an infection, right?
You can die.
It's for that. Of course, obviously, that's the wrong question. The longer it stays, the more damage it does.
Right.
Sometimes when things get extracted, the damage stops. It spreads. And that's 17. I don't know everything, but I know some things. And folk know I know what I'm talking about. I never speak on what we know when it comes to that, because we don't have to. All you got to do is just look around. You see all kind of stuff, right? But the point that I'm making is that how good is it for that stuff to get extracted now? That for it to keep going on and on and on, and who knows what it could have become or what it could have been, and
what the intents were.
Absolutely.
Could metabolize into something else.
Yeah, it could be all that, because it did make sense. The process was completely ignored, and he was placed in that position. And I'll stop there. I will say this there on a more lighter note. I know TD kind of want to touch on a little. Let me do this real quick. Shout out to Fabo, man. Fabo landed on his feet. Fabo signed with Southern Illinois, man. It's the second Saluki. That's former Tiger, and Fabo, he's alum of Jackson State, graduated. We rooting for him, and him and Antonio are gonna be teammates still. Okay. They're gonna be up there at Southern Illinois. And listen, there's a lot of chatter that be going on around social media. We got a new coach that came to the conference, man. That's been yapping since he been here. Y'all know who we talking about. Hey, so Jeff Light, shout out to Jeff Lightsey, right? If y'all watched the video, we talked about Brother Shamar Savage committing to Jackson State. TD, he committed to us, right? And shortly, according to Jeff's video, we didn't say that. I ain't say this. Did you watch that video, TD?
I watched.
I'm just saying that. Look, he had the timestamp and everything. We got to talk about it, though. So shortly after he committed to Jackson State, the head coach of Prairie View.
What?
I gotta say this. I like Coach, man. I like it. I do. I like it. I like it because he look. I say he betting on himself. He talking tall, man. He know he coming in. I don't have a problem with that. By the way, Prairie View is not on our schedule unless we meet in the SWAC championship. We won't see him. SWAC Media Day is going to be very interesting, I must say. I'm going to enjoy that. But Coach, he said, so shortly after the young brother committed, Prairie View's head coach said, what's done in the dark will soon come to light. And listen. We ain't shit. We ain't stupid. We ain't stupid. A lot of people, Jeff wound up making a video just saying, I don't know, man. Was he implying that there might have been some we got Coach O, man. He said, look, preach. That's right. The irony of that tweet? We find ourselves here today. Talking about something ain't got nothing to do with sports. Right? So he said he must need to clear. No, Jeff's fair, man. Jeff's not so people think Jeff is a Jackson State disciple. He's not. He just talks about everything he sees that's out there.
He's a journalist, man.
He's a journalist, man. He does his job. If he sees something, he put it together. And Coach put that out there. So no, I gotta shout out my girl Brandy, because Brandy, I followed the trail, man. Miss Brandy, I hope you don't mind me putting your words up there. So today he came out. He said Wednesday wisdom. And look, Coach Jackson, look, of course we're gonna talk about him because he came to the conference. We welcome him to the conference, man. Me and TD had the luxury of sitting down with his athletic director in Atlanta after the Celebration Bowl. Remember, we talked to the AD and he was talking about the type of coach he was looking for. Now, I must say this because this is all banter and fun. Good coach. Good coach. Had a really good stint. Was it Valdosta, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah.
Had a really good time. Won the conference a couple times and got promoted, to the Prairie View. He came in. He said, listen, we live in such a selfish world that whenever something is said, we twist it to be about us. But here's the truth. It's not always about you. They are watching. Hashtag highlight. Because you remember he put the rules out and he misspelled highlight. So he leaned into it. I like this, man. I do. I'm a fan of this type of stuff, man. Talk your talk. Just know it's rough in the SWAC now. And these SWAC folk will remind you, boy, your ass don't win. They're going to be on your neck. Do you hear me? They're going to be on his neck. TD, did you see what? Shout out to Miss Brandy. Miss Brandy, I hope you don't mind. So he put that out there. Miss Brandy said, no, we live in a world that appreciates transparency and honesty, not indirect public statements left up for interpretation by those viewing or receiving it. Hashtag highlight that. Hashtag guard the yard. I'm like, ooh. It's like ball content. Right?
That's strong. You like that.
You know what happened when she said that?
Blocked her?
Blocked her ass. He said, and she said, I guess everyone doesn't like honesty and transparency. I thought this was funny, man. Shout out to my girl Brandy. Brandy got blocked, man. So it's like, hold on, Coach. Whoa. Coach Jack. Man, you can't be talking like that, man. And then when you we want to engage. This is the SWAC, baby. This is the
He's
SWAC.
gonna get in for a rude awakening because Jackson State fans is.
Well, we have fun. Y'all know we have fun on social media. I'm telling you. Listen. Let me say this.
Hilarious.
If I am a Prairie View A&M Panther, man, I love this guy. I love my coach if I'm him. If I'm a Prairie View Panther. So listen, hey, but you know what comes with that? You got to win. Got to win now. Got to win. I think he's gonna have a good program. Y'all know we're gonna follow him. I'm gonna talk to him when we go to SWAC Media Day. He said Merlin said he talked too much shit. Now they on the west side. I'm gonna say this again. Prairie View and Jack State does not play each other in 2025. unless we meet in the SWAC championship game. That's the only way we'll play each other. Yes, he is. He is. This is what we call marketing.
Yeah.
Prime did it. Not
Yeah.
saying that he followed Prime, just telling you. How do you?
It's a page out the book.
Oh my goodness, it is. Better hope they win the SWAC. Hey, you know what would be fun though? Shout out to you, brother Austin. Hey man, again, praying for you, bro, you and your family. I know you took a loss in your fam. But listen, let me say this though. Jack State versus Prairie View in the SWAC championship. Boy, you don't think that's gonna be some must-see TV? You don't think it's gonna be some energy around that? He came in first year, won the West, and now, hey man, we'll see. We'll see. I just thought this was funny, man. I thought it was funny.
It was.
One more thing, and I'll come back to this because this is crazy. You know, remember we talked about Jasmine Crockett giving a speech to Tougaloo. Well, Tougaloo been receiving some threats since she spoke at their commencement. And the president sent out a letter today. No, not today, 2 days ago, stating, I write to inform you that the college has received concerning calls regarding the commencement speech delivered by Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett on yesterday. We're not concerned. We are not taking these occurrences lightly. Appropriate actions have been taken. Contact have been made with law enforcement authorities to ensure that safety protocols are in place if needed. Always your continued safety. And he goes on to basically finish that. Basically, this is the point that I'm after with that. We live in a world now where it's a MAGA world, man. It is. It's a very weird. That's weird to me. Well, Travis said he better be in the championship game. Now he's gonna have to block everybody. That's what I was just saying. Now, Travis, I go back to that and I say, Coach, you can't be talking like that. You can't talk greasy, man, and then go blocking folks. You know, now, you know, he ain't got to talk back. He ain't got to say nothing, but I enjoyed the exchange, man. I did. I said this brother is very amusing. And he gonna say something every day. He was like, he said something to somebody like, man, we got y'all talking about Prairie View. He said it's the springtime right now, and y'all talking about Prairie View football. My job is accomplished. Smart.
I mean, apparently he liked the banter that Jackson State football gets, so he won in on it. So he's getting what he's looking for.
TD, that comes with a hefty price, though.
For sure.
And y'all remember what the Prairie View coach said? Not Prairie View, remember Pine Bluff said, them folks in Jackson, they nasty. There's some nasty.
He said, I like it.
I like it. That's it. Hey, man, listen, I'm sorry, sis. We'll tell you what he say next time, man. If he say something else, man. But this is cool, man. We have fun with it. He might block me now. I don't care. KC-1400 media. Go on in there and block me if you need to. But no, man, I thought that was pretty comical when I saw that. I wanted to make sure I put that up. And listen, he said it ain't about that. Whatever. We happy to have Shamar Savage, latest wide receiver edition, come to us from Prairie View. And the coaches are doing a fantastic job, man, of putting together a hell of a squad over there. Of course, on Friday we'll discuss the latest and greatest. Hopefully, our softball Lady Tigers repeat. They just whooped up on Bethune-Cookman. Who we got next? Alabama State.
I was looking for that, man. I didn't see anything.
We got whoever the next victim is. That's who we got.
There it is.
Just line up the next victim.
They play the way they played today, baby. It's on and popping.
I think it's Alabama State.
Alabama State. All right. Let's get it. Well, y'all know what we need to do. We owe them one. But listen, man, I'll say this. We're going to continue to follow this process with the president. For now, we're going to give all the support and love and support and wrap our arms around Dr. Gregory as she fulfills this interim role, and we'll go from there. Yes, Tierney did commit to Indiana. Yes, Tierney. Yeah, you know what? Zaria Glover committed to Alabama A&M. And Tierney Kelsey, she committed to Indiana State. Man, that's man. I hated to see her go. But that tells you the type of talent that she is. I'm gonna still keep up with her. I'm gonna still keep up. I don't care. I sure am.
Yeah, too, man.
But that's pretty much what we had for tonight, man. Listen, it's all good, man. I appreciate your brother C. Lee for the perspective. Definitely an emotional day. Again, we don't pick our presidents, right? But we definitely gonna support Dr. Denise Jones Gregory until we find ourselves with a new commander in chief at the university. And in the meantime, in between time, we're gonna continue to carry on and do what we do. So hear this. Anyone perceived to be an influence, MAGA will go after them. That's correct. This is a weird time that we're in, man. Very, very interesting time that we are in. But nevertheless, it's been a pleasure, man. I enjoyed it. Good to see you, Miss Rochelle. As always.
It sure is.
We will be back on Friday night. Yes, she is an alum. Her husband is Sean Gregory, legendary Jackson State quarterback.
I was gonna say quarterback Sean Gregory. Yeah.
She is an alum.
AKA throw that thing, Sean Gregory.
Actually, if you go on the website, you can actually go to her profile. She is the provost and VP of student affairs. And you can definitely go and check out her profile. Very long, extensive profile. 20 plus years in academia. She's definitely have the resume to hold down the fort while the process is hopefully vetted. But we absolutely, she is a triplet. That is true. She got two sisters that look just like her. They happened to be born on the same day she was born. But yeah, very impressive resume. Note that she is an interim, not acting. So that means that there will be a new president named whenever that time comes. As I stated, I ain't in no hurry.
Right.
I want the process followed.
Right.
I want a national search, man. I want a national search. And we're not settling for nothing less than a national search, because I feel like when you put people in certain positions, and they know that they didn't follow the process, it does create a level of entitlement. It does create a level of, I'm kind of untouchable because I got placed in this position.
Yep.
It may give you it means that, hey, I can do some things. And what happens is those things, they go before you. And I was always told, a man ain't got close your ears, Rochelle. The number is his genitalia and his word. Unfortunately, the pad 3 probably done got themselves in trouble using the latter. The first, I would say. Zip it up, man.
Brother Ken, I just end on this to.
I got one more thing I'm gonna end on too. Can I just share something my grandma told me?
Go ahead.
You know how you had it. I gotta. My grandma always told me. She said, "Son, you don't piss where you eat." I'm serious. She said, don't piss where you eat. She said that's the reason you got a kitchen and a bathroom in your house.
Mm-hmm.
She said you don't piss in the kitchen, you don't eat in the bathroom. And you take that and you do with that what you want to do with it. It's a line of demarcation. All that stuff, you do what you want to do. These are, you know. But when it comes to business, there needs to be a hard line. Mm-hmm. And there needs to be a heightened level of professionalism. We need to restore the honor and the integrity and the prowess that comes with the title of president of Jackson State University. There needs to be, there's prestige that comes with that. Mm-hmm. And it needs to get restored. And I know that it will be. We just had to go through this. Time. This was in the cards for us, and we'll get through it. I'm done. I'll let y'all finish up on whatever you got.
I'll just end by saying that regardless of your enemy, whether you have a physical enemy or a spiritual enemy, the one thing about it is your enemy, what people need to understand, your enemy doesn't want your money. Your enemy doesn't want your prestige. What your enemy really wants is your joy.
Oh, come on.
Because joy, hope is anchored in joy. So, Brother TD, if your enemy can steal your joy, you have no hope.
Come on.
What they have always wanted was to steal Jackson State's joy. How dare you Negroes show up 35 to 50,000 in that? How dare you Negroes talk about D.I. Love? How dare you Negroes always win? How dare you Negroes have the audacity to love that little bitty raggedy school that we've been trying to destroy for years?
How dare you?
So what y'all need to understand, as long as you got joy, you got hope. Don't let these people, don't come around these people, don't put people in your space. They have never been able to take Jackson State's joy. And because they've never been able to take our joy, they can't take our hope. I have as much joy right now as I had this morning. And I'm going to end how y'all know I'm going to end. D.I. Love because I only love thee. That's it.
Perfect. TD, I go first because you last. I know you got something. I'm about to preach with you, brother. See, Reverend, the doctor. That was a word from the Lord. Listen, I'm the one. It's funny you said that my tag for my therapy is as long as you have hope, things can change. Right. So when you said that, and that's one thing I can say, no matter what, and I go back to the top when he said that we are a blessed school and they don't understand. Our school is anointed by God and they ain't got it yet. But they mess around, they finding out that we are a school that is based in God's love. And when you said it's so true, is that the joy we have, the IHL did not give that to us, and they'll never be able to take that away. Because I don't think they understand what it means to be a community like that. Because the people on the other side look like this, majority, and they don't understand how we can still do what we do. That's because we got somebody in our corner that y'all understand. So I feel happy. I'm done, and D.I. Love as well. So I'm out. Go ahead on, Brother TD.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for coming. Good night.
I got one more. I'll say this too, and I'm done. I told y'all that loving JSU sometimes is like being in an abusive relationship. Sometimes you have some good days, and then sometimes you get slapped upside the head or choked, or you get a black eye. You go put some ice on it. Go on in there and get somewhere to sit down. You ain't like you leave. That's a bad. I'm being funny about it, but unfortunately, it's like that. What it means is that we have been under attack quite a while, and we have to weather the storm. And you got things coming your way. It's been great, man. We ain't going nowhere. That's why platforms like this has been important. I want to do this real quick. Be sure to sign up, because if you don't understand how important this thing is, you might want to recognize it now, because sometimes these are the types of things that be the one little thread that may hold a student or student athlete at the university longer, especially in the face of these types of adversity. So the link has been in the chat. If you haven't signed up, get signed up. We want to shout out all our channel sponsors. Of course, we appreciate everybody. And again, thank you guys for tuning in, like TD said, with the Russell Simmons show. Thank you for coming out. God bless you. And good night. D.I. Love. Hey, we'll see y'all on Friday, man. D.I. Love, man. Go Tigers.
Go share. Y'all have a good night.
Good night. All right.
Great day to be a Tiger. JSU by 40 campaign. Coach Taylor, I was just thinking, I was sitting in my office and we were talking about Jackson State athletics, the tradition of Jackson State. You played here. What if 50,000 alums gave $40 a month for 12 months?
Man, that would be
huge. That's money in the bank for
Hey,
athletic
well,
program.
let's do this, Coach. I'm challenging all 50,000 alumni of Jackson State University, supporters, fans. Let's give $40 a month to JSU by 40 campaign. 12 months, 12 million. September to August, let's win championships in the classroom. Let's support Jackson State University. Let's support athletics. And let's make sure our coaches and our student athletes are successful. So again, Coach Taylor and I are challenging you, all 50,000 alums, $40 a month for 12 months to support Jackson State athletics. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Support the JSU by 40 campaign. Visit gojsutigers.com/JSU by 40.
ShotRx is bringing healthcare to you. With our mobile health team, we can come to your school, church, or business to take care of you. We offer childhood immunizations, COVID and flu vaccinations, physicals, and much more. Don't put your health off. Welcome to Care and Compassion. Welcome to ShotRx.
Hello, I'm Kevin Dent, Jackson State University, safety, Canton, Ohio. Today I'm being inducted to the Black College Hall of Fame. I want to give a shout out to KC-1400 Media Group for giving me this platform to introduce me to this stage. I'd like to thank them, thank Jackson State, and Jackson State family. Go Tigers.
Hey, this True Thompson. True, you gotta get word for Tiger Nation, man. I love y'all. Tiger Nation. Do y'all love? Go Tigers, baby. Appreciate you.